From the Northwoods to the city, and work at home on the run. Wisconsin sports for you, full of insights and fun. Jason Wilde, Mark Tauscher, 10 years strong and ready for more. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors. Wilde and Tausch, talking football every day. Wilde and Tausch, Milwaukee, Madison, and Green Bay. On the teams you love, on Wisconsin all the time. Wilde and Tausch.
It is the Tuesday edition. I don't remember us reaching an accord on this song. Did I miss that yesterday?
I'll give Jesse credit. That's gotten more banger-ish as I've sat here. It's more banger-ish than it was.
Does that mean you're coming around on it?
Yeah, I am.
He liked it to begin with.
But in fairness...
he didn't.
Anytime
Hey, check the tape. He liked it yesterday.
I did like it. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was all right. I am a music guy. If you play
Are you in
something
a
enough-
bus?
Yeah, I'm driving a bus. I'm in Chase. What's that movie with Keanu
Speed.
Reeves?
Not to be
Speed.
confused with Chase. No.
Yeah, I got to keep it at 50 miles an hour.
Now Tausch is
Or-
driving the bus. You kept making all the stops?
Or it implodes. So I don't know how that's all going to go. But I thought, as I listened to it more, I can get hooked easy. It's one of my qualities that
Apparently.
probably isn't one of my strengths. So
Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. I thought we were on the same page on this. Check the tape indeed. This is revisionist history here.
I'm starting to like it more. I don't know what, like yesterday I thought it was okay. I'm liking it more, and I think as I hear it every day, until we change it, yeah, I'm all right with it. It's better than not playing anything.
That's wow. Try not to go overboard in your praise for the AI generated song. It's better than not playing anything. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And I don't know where Tausch is. He does. He looks like he's on a bus.
Yeah, I might be.
The big windows on the side.
A fun bus.
Is it a longer bus or a shorter bus?
Short.
Like a bachelor party bus?
Yeah. Yep.
Seriously, what are you doing? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm heading on a bus. I'm on a bachelor party. Jesse nailed it. That's exactly where I'm going.
Classic Tuesday morning bachelor party.
Get that a lot, yeah. We will talk to Evan Cohen a little bit later in the program as the NBA playoffs and Tausch and Evan can talk basketball because they're such
But I'll
basketball
tell you what,
experts.
man. I had some meetings down in Milwaukee. I'm still down in Milwaukee. I was able to watch. I got home or got to the hotel, and I was able to watch the overtimes. I was flipping
Plural,
back
yeah.
and forth. It's so nice when there's a game on actual TV rather than having to hit 50 streaming buttons. Again, I'm getting old, but I don't want to hyperbolize this. We are watching, if this young man stays healthy, we are watching one of the most transformative basketball players I've ever seen. What I watched last night
James Harden?
was unbelievable. Well, I know you don't watch, you just listen, so maybe you thought it was the Cavaliers. Watching the Oklahoma City Thunder, who were, they are a team that everybody's thinking is dynastic. What Wembanyama was able to do and how he is unstoppable. Like he is, I think when all is said and done, and LeBron has had an unbelievable career, Steph Curry, all of those things. No, I'm not saying he is going to be one of those. Can you believe I watched this guy play? That's how impressive. Oklahoma City played like crap. They fight their way in, and they have every way that they're going to win this game. The veteran championship team. And what Wembanyama did last night in that team, It was unbelievable. And I think Wembanyama is well, I don't want to say it. I'm close.
Here we go. Tommy
He is the best.
Boberson.
He is the best watch in all of sports right now. He is the best watch in all of sports. It's not me being a palm. I haven't watched a ton of NBA because games are all over the place. Tell me somebody, if you had to tune in right now to watch one athlete in the entire United States or the world, who would you rather watch than Wemby? Somebody tell me who it is. I'm open.
The Miz.
Shohei? No, I mean, Miz is great and it's fun to watch, but this is a different type of great. He's on both sides. He's swatting shots. Nobody goes to the basket on him. They look over their shoulder. They go in the lane and they're like, uh-oh, I can't do a layup here. I got to kick it back out.
Like Auburndale opponents used to do.
He's impactful on both sides. You can't. He throws the ball up, and he's done. I think he could probably reach the top of the backboard. It's just unbelievable, and I missed all of this season watching because I guess I didn't care enough. But he is the real deal. Like there's nobody better from a sports watch than he is right now. Nobody.
The old Friends episodes, which we used to refer to when we discussed the Packers wide receiver group, they would always call them the one with, and then it would be whatever the title was. This is the one where Tausch discovers Victor Wembanyama.
No, I knew he existed, but Jason, and I knew he was really good. But to watch what he did in the 2 overtimes when he's played 40 some odd minutes now, is he going to be able to stay healthy? I mean,
he's kind of wiry, spindly.
He is
some
wiry.
might say
He's very spindly, but he is a freak show.
he's.
I gained a ton of appreciation for how great he is last night.
In fairness to the National Basketball Association, they have lots of games on NBC. They have lots of games on ESPN. Yes, they also have them.
You know, Reggie
on
Miller
Peacock.
is over on NBC now.
Anywhere that Reggie Miller is, I'm not super interested in
You
watching.
really didn't watch any NBA
No,
all
I watched
season long, did
occasionally
you?
I watched some Bucks games live,
NBA
and then
guy.
also very few. You don't need to. You can. I mean, the NBA is made for Clip City. Like that's Twitter, and
But you're a
it's
big
clippable.
picture NBA guy.
That's
You're
how
a
I
big
get
picture
my-
NBA guy.
Sunday
And
night,
you just discovered
Monday
Wemby.
night, Tuesday night. Like Tirico and Reggie Miller were calling a bunch of these games all season long.
Yeah, Reggie Miller I don't understand Reggie. Like he's trying to fit these fun. Like he's doing sports talk in the middle of a 2-point game in double overtime. Like, come on, dude, just call the game. But I mean, I'm not a Reggie guy. Some people are. He's not for me. But it was just, man, I missed it. I missed this season. I'm not going to miss. When Wemby comes to Fiserv, I'm going. I tried to go, and he didn't play both times. So I was frustrated about that. I knew, and I've seen, and I've
Hanging out
heard.
with Jokic.
But until you go and actually watch or see, it's just, man, he's a transformative basketball player. I'm in awe. I'm in awe. And I don't get in awe all that often of players. He's one of those guys you want to take your kids to go see. You're going to want to be in the arena. You want to watch the moments that he puts out because he's that good. Yes.
So my question for you would be, when Giannis was at the peak of his powers, which he has not been for several years, battling injuries, his team struggling, we knew when Wemby was the number 1 overall pick, we knew his resume and what a great international player he was. Then he had some injuries of his own early in his career, right? That kind of stunted his growth. Do you think that Wemby, as he is currently playing and as transformative as he is now, is more transformative than the Greek kid from the streets who was selling sunglasses, who had a movie made about him and a book and everything else when he was at the peak of his powers? Because I feel like what you're saying about him is the kind of thing that was being said when folks started to recognize the greatness of Giannis.
Yeah, he has every chance to be as great, if not greater, than Giannis. No question. Giannis, at the peak of his power, he was always a bulldozer, and he did things like he could go to the hoop with one step from the three-point line, and he's physical. He got obviously a lot stronger. But the overall skill set of what Wemby has.
Can
Giannis
he shoot it?
Yes.
Which is one thing that Giannis can't.
Giannis obviously has got good handles as well, but I think Wemby's probably even got better handles. The physicality part of it's the big difference. That's where Giannis would take him to the cleaner. Mm-hmm. But he's so long and just skilled. Wemby has a chance to be one of the all-time greats. That's what I learned last night.
And you learned it while you were riding on a bus. So you can discuss this further with Evan Cohen when he joins us. He also had another take that I was very intrigued by because I've been asked about it on multiple other shows across ESPN Wisconsin. We'll get to that coming up. I can only presume, and I know you're not actually on a bus, but I can only presume those beautiful windows that you're sitting by are Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin because they look amazing.
I would certainly think so. I would certainly hope so. And if you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors, now is the time because Pella of Wisconsin's offering 0-interest financing. They have a bunch of different options for you. In Wisconsin, your home, it takes a beating year-round. The right windows and doors can improve comfort, boost energy efficiency, and it will upgrade your home's look. Pella's experts will help you find the perfect fit for your home within your budget, all with 0-interest financing options. You can upgrade now and pay over time without paying a dime in interest. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
More with Tausch on location. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
With baseball games streaming live on YouTube and Prep Mania Weekly with insights from the Dean Dennis Semrau, find the biggest games and the most compelling stories of the spring high school sports season on ESPN Madison. Plus, follow our social media platforms to find teams and athletes in your community featured each week.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit everlightroofing.com to get started today. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Discover the all-new TPC Wisconsin, Madison's premier destination for families, women, and golfers of all levels. Fresh off a stunning $30 million transformation, TPC Wisconsin offers more than championship golf. Enjoy a welcoming community with tennis, pickleball, a world-class golf academy, swimming, fitness, and family-friendly activities all year long. Experience the newest TPC golf club in the world right here in Madison. Visit tpcwisconsin.com to explore memberships and schedule your tour today.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Stoughton Hospital and the Ortho Team Clinic. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee. So the goal for me is always to see patients who want to get back to their active lifestyle. The techniques that I use now allow patients to return back to the activities, including sports, faster than ever before.
Learn more about the Ortho Team Clinic at stoughtonhealth.com.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Every minute of every day, another person loses their life to cancer. That's why Stand Up to Cancer has set a bold goal to make early stage detection an essential part of standard of care for all cancers. So join the mission and help save lives today at standuptocancer.org.
We're on the Packers.
This team is going to be better than what they were last year.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
You may have Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, and Tucker Kraft all together for the first time since 2024.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN.
Evan Cohen going to join us momentarily, or actually coming up in the next segment, and we will discuss the greatness of Wemby, but we'll also discuss this. So this has been played for me on several different platforms across ESPN Wisconsin, and as you well know, I don't love giving Evan Cohen praise. But I think he makes some really good points here. At the same time, I think we have some interesting counterpoints that we can also make to it. Here is Evan when he appeared on ESPN Wisconsin last week discussing why Barry Alvarez was not included on the search committee, especially since he's the guy that search committees call, for the new AD at Wisconsin. This was on the Jump Around on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
The best coach of our lifetime at UW is obviously Coach Alvarez. Who's second?
If you're going all sports, Mark Johnson. But otherwise, football-wise, Brett Bielema.
Football.
Brett Bielema.
And forever. Yep. Who's second best coach? Brett Bielema.
Yep.
Okay. Who hired him? Who mentored him?
Yep, Barry.
Paul Chris. People wanted to run him out of town. The guy that everybody wanted to be the head coach at the time, Jim Leonard, who brought him in as a player.
Yep.
Guys, you asked the question.
Yep. That's fair.
Why would Barry Alvarez involved? Because if you care about football first, football's never been good without Barry Alvarez.
He's not wrong. He's very much right. Tausch, you look perplexed.
No, I'm not perplexed. Like, what's your question? Like, why did you find that interesting?
I found it interesting. Now, I discussed this with Jim, Matt, and Molly on their program because obviously Jim was on the Jump Around when Evan said this, and they asked me, why do you think they wouldn't want Barry to be involved in the search process? And I said, everything that Evan said there, I agree with. Football, as we know it at the University of Wisconsin, has never had success without Barry Alvarez's fingerprints on it. Whether it's as the head coach, whether it's as the athletic director of which ones he hired. Now, obviously, there were also times where they didn't have success, right? He hired Gary Anderson, and he would admit that that was like Ron Wolf's decision to hire Ray Rhodes. He missed on that one, and he quickly corrected it just like Ron did. The argument that I think there would be from people in the athletic department would be it's a new ball game. His success is all traced back to the previous iteration of college football. And one of the reasons, whether you agree with it or not, I did not, but one of the reasons they moved on from Paul Chryst was because he had very little to no interest in adapting to this new world of the transfer portal and NIL. I think that's a fair criticism of him, as much as I like Paul. I don't know if they had said, look, we're not going to survive if you don't change. If he would have changed, I would like to think he would have. But I understand at the same time as Evan is right about everything he says there, why there would be the mentality of, oh, this is a new time with a new view of this sport, and we believe, whether they're right or wrong, that Barry Alvarez's view would be antiquated. I think that's a risky way to view it. My question is, there's 10 people on this advisory committee?
Well, first off, I guess what I don't understand is you guys act as if he's not going to talk to the people that are involved in this. You don't think Barry Alvarez is going to talk to Ballard and Michael Finley? I saw this and I thought, oh, it's interesting. And I thought his point about Wisconsin football being great. Obviously, Barry is he's the grand poobah. There's no doubt. But your guys are saying, well, he needs to be on the committee. He needs to be doing this. But he's retired. And you go to retired folks for sage advice. You can go and pick his brain. But to put him in charge of and or doing it, I don't know if he even wanted to do that, but to not act as if he's not going to at least voice his opinion to some folks that are a part of this process, I think you're probably missing the boat on that.
So the 9 people that are on this committee, and again, I guess my question is, and this was the point that I made to Jim, Matt, and Molly, if you were to put Barry Alvarez on the actual committee, given his sheer powerful persona, even if he wasn't, say, chosen as the head of the committee, his presence would make him the de facto head of the committee. And people would defer to him. And maybe that's a dynamic that they were avoiding. That's the only explanation I have. That's great. Michael Finley can talk to Barry all he wants. Chris Ballard can talk to Barry all he wants. I was surprised that he wasn't on the committee. Frankly, I was also surprised that you weren't on the committee. I thought that they would ask you. I don't know if they did. But that would have made sense to me as well. When I look at the names, there are some pretty big-time names on here. Obviously, people that have had success at the pro level. But I was surprised when the list came out and your name and his name were not on it. And I'm not saying that you wanted to be on it. I'm not saying anything other than...
What are you saying?
I expected to see your name on it.
Okay,
I don't know any of the backstory. I'm just telling you that's what I was expecting.
Going back to Barry, and I guess it's at some point you kind of are looking at it, and I don't even know how old is Barry, 77, 78, however old he is. Like, there is a point, you said it, if he is on that committee, he's running it. He's going to run
79.
So if that's what you want, I would love to get advice and ask him questions, but you're going through this process, and Barry Alvarez should be involved as much as he wants to be involved. I don't know how much they asked and how the new interim chancellor, if I'm doing this and if I'm involved in this, I want the chancellor to be hired before I hire an athletic director.
Apparently they're not doing it that way.
They're not doing that. And that's their right to do how they want to do it. But again, and we asked Barry this when he joined us a couple days after Mac left, the question is, would you, and I think Barry said something kind of, it does matter. Like every coach, and I was just listening to Bill Belichick was on Big Cat's podcast.
I saw that.
And I was listening to that, and every coach, everybody, if you don't align with what the administration is doing, and you see this now with teams, if you don't have the organization in place that you have the same vision, why would anyone take that job? And now I mean, the odds are, who knows, I would guess that Wilcox is in a great position to be the next chancellor. But if he's not, where are we at then? So there could be numerous reasons for why things are going the way they are. And we can either sit here and complain about it, or you could say, well, let's see how this goes. And if it doesn't go well, obviously that's going to be bad for everybody involved. But to just say Barry Alvarez needs to be on a committee takes a lot of time. Like there's a lot of work that goes into what you're going to be doing. And I don't know if that's something he wanted to do. So maybe he did and he didn't get asked and he feels snubbed. I don't know. But I would argue that he's still going to have his fingerprints on whatever ends up happening.
Does the committee take a lot of time? I mean, Chris Ballard is running an NFL team. He's in charge of the Indianapolis Colts roster, and if he doesn't do a good job of that because he's too busy helping find the athletic director, he's going to get fired.
Okay.
Michael Finley is trying to resurrect a Dallas Mavericks team that got the number 1 overall pick last year and had some success as a result, but is also the same organization that gave away Luka Doncic. So he's got a lot of work to do. I'm guessing everybody on this list has a real job. I would argue the guy that's retired probably has more free time than the people with the real jobs. So again, I don't have a horse in this race. All I'm saying is...
What do you mean you don't have a horse in this race? You have a horse, and it's Barry Alvarez. That's what you're arguing about.
I understand. Here's the thing, and I will say this to Evan when he joins us next. I understand if there were folks at the UW that were like, look, he is such a force of nature that we want to go through this process with, and I don't want to use the word him bullying people because that's not the word I'm looking for, but I still, even when he's on the show now, like certainly when I was a student covering him, there is a presence to him, a countenance that is intimidating, even now at the ripe old age of 79. And so if they wanted those other folks to have greater voices, that would be the explanation. And that's what I gave to Jim, Matt, and Molly for why they would have had him not be on this. And if you're right that he will still be consulted in some manner, great. My fear or my disagreement would be that you put together this 9-person blue ribbon panel and you don't want input from Barry Alvarez at all. You don't want them asking him what they think, what he thinks. You didn't want him on the committee. That, I would say, would be a mistake. Now, as I said...
And I think, as you being a big J guy, I would think that before you make those leaps, you'd probably want to verify that is indeed the case. Because I don't disagree with the fact Barry should be... If he is not being consulted and nobody has even reached out to him, totally agree with you guys. I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't either, and I'm not accusing them of doing that. I'm just saying that if that were the case...
You're framing it that way, though. You can understand why I would think that you're feeling that way, right? No, I'm asking. Like, this is... I don't know journalism like you do.
This is not even my take. I was responding to what Evan Cohen said.
You've adopted it, which is nice. I'm glad you're taking a take. You've adopted it. I don't know where he's at. He should be involved in whatever way, shape, or form he wants to, because what Evan said is 100% correct. But there also is a time where people step back and they step away. Barry did that. He got his guy in place in Mac, and obviously that has, and Barry was very, I don't want to say defensive, but he was very upfront about where the athletic department was.
You don't want to be the athletic director anymore? Great.
So that all played out, and I'm sure the administration at the University of Wisconsin looked at that. That's a part of the resume for everybody involved, too.
Also part of our resume as a show is our great partnership with Iron Jock. And while we're not giving anything away today, I know that there were some conversations about some cool stuff that we're working on with Iron Jock. But they're a great partner regardless.
I can't wait to hear what those things are. And I've worn just about every kind of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you work. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Their silver ion technology is woven into every thread, hunting down and killing 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com. That's ironjock.com.
Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike joins us next. It's Wildy and Tausch.
We're on the Badgers.
This Badgers team is going to go as far as Colton Joseph takes them.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
When he is at the top of his game, this offense could be awesome.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
This is what scares me the most. We saw what happened when Tucker Kraft went down. So tight end is a concern. Running back, Josh Jacobs. I feel like if Josh Jacobs or Tucker Kraft go down, this team is going to be a shell of itself on offense.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? If you're a top player in your league, the GRB Rays are ready for you. They're Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with over 425 college commitments, 27 draft picks, and 4 big leaguers, including the National League Rookie of the Year. Train in one of the Midwest elite facilities and elevate your game. GRB Rays tryouts are here, but spots are filling up quickly. Sign up now at grbrays.com. That's grbrays.com.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2026.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Looking to buy your next home or ready to sell and move on to bigger and better things? What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Spring into action this season and let's get housed. Nobody knows what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get started. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
Evan Cohen on Wildy and Tausch is brought to you by Horicon Bank, serving their clients with faster decisions, smarter financing, and bankers who get your business. Horicon Bank, doing good for 130 years.
Gotta admit, that's a weird place for me to be.
defending and supporting an Evan Cohen take. It's awkward. But I still do agree with him. And I am curious to hear what he is.
You guys agree with something, you have no idea if there's actual truth to it. That's the part I just am so
No,
confused.
he's not on the committee, Tausch. His name is not on the list.
Nobody said he's on the committee.
That's what we're saying, is that he should be on the
If you
committee.
know if he's involved or not is my question.
He's not on the committee. Our argument was he should be on the committee.
Oh.
I think we're fact-based there.
All right. Fair enough.
Now I had to defend him even more vehemently. I have to sit this segment out. Joining us now on the Yuengling guest hotline, Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, has finally come to Wisconsin. In fact, I was at Fleet Farm the other day getting corn and mulch and, of course, ice cream. And I came across the Yuengling right there in the middle of the aisle. The flights, the other, they got all the different Yuenglings right there. And that's at many other stores as well. Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Speaking of responsible, this guy's responsible for me defending his position to Tausch. It is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Morning, guys. What did Tausch say? That's going to be
well. He does not. I was very vehement in my support of your statement from ESPN Madison's The Jump Around, which you can find on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, about Barry Alvarez. His fingerprints are on every good thing about Wisconsin football since he arrived.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, was he?
That's debatable.
Well, no, not yet.
Nobody debated
Hold on, I'll get there. Now, you could certainly say that he was wrong on Gary Anderson. It would appear, certainly, that he was wrong on Chris McIntosh. Still can't. If you don't want to be the athletic director, great. Still one of my favorite Barry Alvarez-isms, right after go boo in a bar. But my point is, I would have expected him to be on the committee. If you're going to form a blue ribbon panel to help you find the next athletic director, I would have expected his name, and as I said to him, Tausch's name as well, on that committee. Neither of their names is there. Now, Tausch is arguing that Barry, perhaps through back channels, will be involved, and Chris Ballard will talk to him, and Michael Finley will talk to him. I made the statement that perhaps, given the sheer gravitas that Barry Alvarez has, the school said, you know what? We're going to put together this committee, but if we put Barry on it, his incredible countenance will change the dynamic of this committee. We want everybody to feel like they can voice their opinions. Maybe that's why. That's where Tausch got into, well, you should be a Big J journalist and check with the UW on that. Well, all I'm saying is I expected Tausch's name and Barry Alvarez's name to be on that list. And Tausch argued that, well, maybe he's busy. All these other people have actual jobs. He's the one who's retired. He doesn't have a job right now. So when you made this statement...
We're talking about Tausch or Barry?
No, we're talking about Barry. This is definitely a job.
Because Tausch sometimes feels like he's retired in the summer. Go ahead.
No, wait till August. You'll really think I'm retired.
So when you took this position, Evan, what was your kind of thought process, and can you help Tausch understand it?
Yeah, so there were I think 5 names that I was hoping were on the list that were not, and Finley was one of the names that I was hoping was, so that I don't have to mention him here. But when I realized they were doing a committee, there were 5 names that I thought, all right, well, these 5 are clearly going to be a part of it. The 5, in no particular order, are former UW president Donna Shalala, Mark Tauscher, Barry Alvarez, Joe Thomas, and Big Cat, Dan Katz from Barstool. Those were the 5 that I was hoping were on the committee for a myriad of reasons. In addition to Finley, none of them were on the list. Now, to be fair, I do not know about most of the people's backgrounds and their professional accomplishments, which obviously are amazing, on that list, outside of course, Chris Ballard and Michael Finley, the ones that I know the most about. I would argue I'm not trying to get rude about this. I would argue the NFL general manager with the biggest body of work with the least amount of results is Chris Ballard, and we have him on the list. So that one was surprising in terms of interesting. If we're looking for Wisconsin-tied NFL personnel people, State of has better than University of, because I would much rather see John Schneider on that list from Seattle. I'd much rather see Elliott Wolf from New England. I'd much rather see John Spytek, who's done literally nothing as a general manager with with the Raiders, but I believe he's from Wisconsin. So, I mean, there are people that I would think that would have value to the university if you want Wisconsin ties. So, yeah, I was surprised with the list, no question.
All right, so why do you think why is Barry not on there, in your opinion?
Looks like we lost him. You might need to ask him.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
No, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh,
are you going to get a ticket again?
That was good. That was really good.
Say it again, please, Tausch.
I have to repeat my question again. Why is Barry not on the committee, in your opinion?
A committee, in theory, would be a group of people with equal voices. They probably do not have him on the committee because there is no such thing as an equal voice to Barry Alvarez in the state of Wisconsin at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Why are you shaking your
head? Is that fair to you?
Yeah, no blank, Jason.
Well, that's what I said.
I'm confused.
That's what I said. Maybe it means more, like the SEC means more coming from Evan. So do you think, like Tausch posited, but he doesn't know either, or maybe he does, he just doesn't want to say so. Do you think that he will be kind of an off-the-books, consigliere to this committee? Because in fairness, he is the guy who handpicked the guy who left for a Big Ten job and arguably did not do as well in the athletic director role as any of us expected or wanted.
But Jason, here's what you're asking. I'll do it simply. You're asking the question, is Barry Alvarez going to redline the contract? And I think that would be a good idea. It doesn't mean you have to agree with all of the takes that he has, but it means that if the committee says to whoever it is that hired and appointed the committee, we have decided that Jamie Pollard is the best candidate, and here's what it's going to take to get him back to UW-Madison from Iowa State. Let's have Barry have lunch with him, or her, whoever the candidate becomes, right? Let's have Barry have lunch with that person, and let's call Barry on his way home, get his thoughts, and that's the extent of what we need him to do. That's fine. I think Barry Alvarez would be amazing in that. But I believe that Chris McIntosh is no longer the AD because the fan base and the community was not satisfied with the football program specifically. I don't think that people could say that he's not the AD because of the women's volleyball or women's hockey or even men's basketball. I think he's no longer the AD because people's lack of satisfaction around the football program. So, as a result, we're looking for a new AD. The football program in my lifetime, and I'm 45, I think. What am I? I'm either 44. No, I think I'm 45. In my lifetime, and I'm 45, I couldn't remember, I swear to you, has never been good without Barry Alvarez's direct involvement with the program, either by way of coach or AD. Never seen it be successful without him having a day-to-day voice. I understand it's 2026. Barry was at his peak when I was in school in 99, 2000, etc., 94 prior. If you want to say, and I know Tausch is not saying this, but in theory, if you want to say we as a university need to find our next version of him, I totally understand where you're coming from. But right now, we still have this version of him to utilize. Why not utilize him?
I don't disagree. I don't think you have to be on a committee to do that. I guess that's where we all can disagree.
Well, that's it. No, but Tausch. No, I think then we're all in agreement. I don't believe the goal has to be for all of us to agree, but I actually think we are agreeing. I think your point is when you're the boss, when you're the godfather, it's almost insulting to be on the committee. You'll deal with things at the end. You don't have to deal with things in the beginning. What Jason and I are saying is if we knew that to be true, non-story. Until we know it to be true.
Well, that was my point the entire time. And maybe you guys are going to be right. Maybe they told Barry, hey, listen, we don't want anything to do with you.
Go boo in a bar.
I don't see that being the case. But I could be wrong. That's the issue that I've had with this conversation.
You know where this goes? You know where this goes?
No,
you know what the best part about this?
What's that?
I'm going to tell you, and you're going to like it.
Okay.
You know who the pressure is on here? The pressure is not on anyone on the committee, anyone who appoints the committee. It's not even on Barry Alvarez or Luke Fickell. The pressure is actually on one person and one person only, and his name is Jesse Nelson. Because only one person will get the direct access on Monday nights on the Barry Alvarez show to ask him directly in a pointed way, 7 words or less, open-ended question, as we're all taught to interview.
Yeah,
Did
Jason.
you have involvement in the process? Jesse Nelson. That it's not on LePay. It's not on Tausch. It's on Jesse. We are all going to find out Barry's involvement from one man and one man only.
Yeah, Jesse.
Jesse.
Tarek Sullivan.
I can't wait. Derek Engler and Ben Brust.
Why aren't you on the committee?
And
then you can follow up.
Then
No,
stop,
6.
Jason. Jason, beautiful. Let's do this on the air. No need for the earring when you're interviewing him as a freshman. That's
Thank you
it.
very much.
Right there. Why are you not on the committee? That's it.
All right, well, we will find out. We'll find out probably September. Are you going to do a show before the Notre Dame game, Jesse, or is that
mid to late August is typically when the show returns.
We'll find out in August. Evan, I said, and I watched your interview with Wendy this morning. I have not watched a ton of basketball this year. It's been a lot of clips for me. Wemby is transformational. Wemby is one of those rare athletes. Everybody needs to just put down what they're doing, watch, because you ain't going to see anything like him. And last night was another great reminder of that. Is there anyone in sports that is more magnetic and transformative right now than Wemby?
No. Are there people that are, I don't want to say equal to, are there other people that you would say are must-watch? Absolutely. I still find Steph Curry to be must-watch, for me, personally.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and say I watch a lot of Dodgers baseball. If I lived in Los Angeles and I was a Dodgers fan, there's no doubt that Ohtani is must-watch, right?
It's a lot of ifs. What other things? You need to have a front row parking spot, and that's a lot of ifs.
I'd like that.
Yeah, I get
I'd
it.
like that.
Okay.
You know who else is must-watch? Somebody that I literally was in the middle of a conversation with just now that I had to get off of the conversation because I had to talk to you guys. Or got
Carlos
to talk to
Yeah,
you guys.
I was going to say you had to. That's not GKB. That's not the. You
Well,
get
yeah,
to.
no, I had to because you know who I was talking to in person just now, me and him.
Sam Waterston.
Danhausen, the greatest WWE superstar in the world. It was one of the Tausch, Wildy. This is one of the great rooms I've ever been in. The room I was just in. This is the crew of people. I'm not kidding. This is the crew.
Danhausen? I don't even know who that is.
Oh my God!
Not even a
Very
top 5
evil
Dan.
You are. You're not very nice.
Yeah, he's not a top 5 Dan. That's good, Jesse. That's good. Dan
One
Jansen.
word. Jeez,
Wait,
you
it's
don't know
it's
who
one
Danhausen is.
word.
How dare you?
Yeah, Donovan Andrew Danhausen. There you
All
go.
right. Anyway, the point is,
He's the Wemby of the WWE.
You know what? Good job, Jason. You just gained
Thank
a
you
lot
very
of street cred with people. You'll hear Jason Wilde Thursday night, 6 p.m. on GKW, the wrestling show. Jonathan Hood and Gabe Neitzel and Brian Rowitz and Jason Wilde.
Yeah, can't wait for my invite.
No, you know what's interesting? So we asked, Shefty came on right after Wendy in the 7 a.m. hour, and we asked him, he literally started the interview by saying how enamored he was by Wendy's appearance and how amazing Wendy is and how he was thinking about the football equivalent. And he said there really is none because you have to factor in the accomplishments, the early age, the freakish nature of his physical appearance. And he said maybe you could look at like Derrick Henry and say he's abnormally sized for the position, but I don't think anyone would say Derrick Henry is as transformational as Wemby.
No.
I mean, I guess the early version of Mahomes, right? The early version of Mahomes, we would say.
I mean, to me, Deion Sanders and Barry Sanders would be the two that I'd say would be in that
good.
mix.
That's good. Yep, I think that's
Where,
very good.
like,
I think Deion is
every
great
time
answer.
they touch the ball, you're like, oh God, what's going to happen? And Wemby does it on both ends. I couldn't be more just enamored and impressed with what he did last night. It was unbelievable.
But Tausch, just an add-on to that, he's also got the right mentality. He's got that MJ, Kobe, I'm going to rip your heart out mentality.
Yep.
He's just, and then after the game, he's just awesome about his teammates, et cetera, et cetera. He's just.
Did you see?
wonderful.
I don't know
He's
if you
once in a
stayed up or
lifetime.
if you just saw the clips. There is a shot of him after he dunked, and I think they called timeout. Oklahoma City called timeout. He went over to the bench, and he was flexing, and his entire team. It looked like they were worshiping him. Like it was unbelievable for this kid who's 22, 23 years old. He's standing there, and every one of his everybody's off the bench, and they're staring at him like you are unblanking believable. It was amazing to watch.
You're 1,000% right, and there's something to be said because we've seen superstar players that the teammates don't always love. You know, that maybe it's a turnoff for some of the teammates for whatever reason because we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, right? But in this case, it's the complete opposite.
Yeah, it was amazing. Evko, before we let you go,
Tausch, I had a question for you though, if I may.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you ever go and get ice cream with Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, we've gotten ice cream.
You went to like a local ice cream place? Because I thought one of the most interesting things about Rodgers making it official over the weekend was that it literally started, and I'm sure, Jason, you could probably tell a million stories about like how you would get a tip on things, but it literally was like, oh, there's a viral picture of Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh with his teammates, not at the facility, not at a bar, not at a restaurant, not at a club, not at a Pirates game, but at an ice cream shop, which is fascinating on so many levels to me. So you have gone to ice cream with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, we've had ice cream together. Yep, cupcakes, ice cream, for sure. I thought he was lactose. Can you eat ice cream if you're lactose intolerant? Can you do that?
Dairy-free. You can get the dairy-free kind. My daughter does
that's
that.
fair, because I remember when he came up 10 years ago in August and did the show with us, he made a big deal about not eating dairy anymore. And that was how Wisconsin fans got a little irritated with him. But I'm glad he's back wolfing down ice cream, even if it's vegan or whatever else stuff you put in that. Why is that so intriguing to you?
That's an interesting thing.
Why is that so interesting to you?
Because I feel like you get to a certain age in life where, like, do you go with your friends to ice cream non-couple?
Yes. Who doesn't want to ever have ice cream?
I'm not saying I don't. I can't remember the last time.
Huh. Okay.
I just
Well,
don't
next time
remember
you're
going
in
with friends
Madison,
to get ice cream.
next time you're in Madison, that's what we need to go over to Babcock Hall and go get us a little ice cream. I think that could be something. That could be fun.
I like it.
Speaking of dairy, I got a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
Last week you were
surprise.
talking about the schedule release, and it was Kirk Cousins and Mendoza, and you said, is there ever been more of a milk-drinking quarterback room? Like it was a bad thing.
I never said that.
Yes, you
no,
did.
That
Yes,
is
you
so
did.
wrong. I said that.
Yes.
Really?
Because
that doesn't seem
you
like
know,
me to
I
say.
don't write a lot of stuff down but I took a note, put it down for our appearance today.
That's great.
And I thought
That's great, Tausch.
of anybody, you who doesn't drink and you're a health guy, you're gonna sit there and belittle these guys for being milk drinkers?
No.
I didn't like
that
it.
wasn't my
I didn't
point.
like it. I
You're
didn't like
okay.
it.
I understand, and you're right to feel that.
You
way.
would be the
I would just
epitome
say-
of a journalist milk drinker. Okay.
I'm not a journalist. Don't ever call me that again.
Okay.
I am a talk show host. I'm not a journalist.
Okay.
I'm someone that is paid. I'm paid to entertain with journalistic standards. But that's an insult to Jason Wilde to call me a journalist, who is a journalist. My point is this. What I was saying.
My apologies to
you
Jason.
pounced on.
Okay.
I think there was a better point that you should have pounced on.
Okay.
Here's why I'm not a journalist, and Jason can appreciate this. I set up this take last week by saying on the air, I think this is one of the dumbest takes I've ever had, but I truly believe it. And they're like, keep going. And I said, I think that Mendoza has a chance to really work out for the Raiders because of the fake Step Brothers schedule release video. And they're like, what? And I said, I don't think he's going to have to play right away because the way he and Kirk Cousins are getting along and the way he's making fun of himself, I kind of think he'll accept Kirk Cousins starting, and I think Cousins will kind of mentor him, and you saw something there. Smalls looked at me like I had 7 different foreheads and was a moron. And then, the shock of all shocks, Canty says, I actually think you're onto something. I said, you do? He said, yeah, because we didn't know what kind of mentality this guy was going to have. If he comes in the locker room and makes fun of himself, the players will like him and buy into him more than if he acts like holier than thou, so to speak, which he wasn't saying that he acts that way. But I couldn't believe my terrible take was actually appreciated by Canty.
Well, Evan, it wasn't a terrible take. I thought the same thing. And
really?
You're looking at
It's a great
it
take.
From his perspective. Kirk Cousins was pissed off last year when they drafted Penix, or 2 years ago. And now you're seeing he understands his role. He's embracing that side of it. Mendoza's embracing his side of it. That video showcases that. It was one of your better takes, and I was almost like you wanted to take away a little of the sting of people thinking it was dumb because it was good.
Right.
So you out-psychologied yourself. It was a good take. What do you want me to make fun of you for a good take? No, I'm not going to do that.
I do, actually.
I can't.
Okay.
Evan,
Canty or Canty? I can't.
Evan, so that's 2 good takes. Before you go, I'm getting some feedback in the YouTube comments. I was unfamiliar with Dan House's game.
Dan Housen.
Okay. See, I'm very unfamiliar.
Is he related to Doogie Howsen? A really good doctor from the 80s?
That's
I'm being told. I'm being told that you could be cursed for not knowing. Is that something? Is that what he does? He puts curses on people.
Yeah. Very nice, very evil. You are cursed. That's right.
Okay.
It was an amazing experience. He's a wonderful guy.
And when you were talking to him, did he have the makeup on?
All on, 100%. Yep. I'll put out a picture at EVCO Radio at some point here.
We finally found someone who wears more makeup than you do on your show.
Oh, burn! Wow.
That's right. That was the whole setup was for that.
No, it wasn't.
Snap!
I was actually asking about the makeup, but you're the one who told us about how much makeup they put on you. That wasn't even a burn.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
They paint your hair, the whole thing. That's all. Just like Dan Housen. Thanks, Evan.
Yeah. All right, guys. See ya.
Well, he's got to get to L.A. Talk to them about how Wemby is better than Otani or something.
Would you ever want to have a professional wrestler on our show? Because they have them on all the time on Unsportsmanlike.
Hulk Hogan.
He's
Andre
dead.
the Giant.
He's dead.
Either of those two would be the guys I'd want.
Did you say that knowing they're both dead? Was that your thing?
I knew Andre the Giant had passed, and I thought Hulk Hogan had passed as well. But those would be the two that...
Randy Macho Man Savage.
Yeah, he was
also
good.
has passed away. The Ultimate Warrior. He's no longer with us either. So all the ones that we recall from our youth no longer with us. All right, I hopefully am not cursed, as the YouTubers are telling me. You did not know who that was either, though, right? You thought his name was Dan, and his last name was Housen.
Correct. I still don't know who he is. That's not my jam.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to Wemby and Windy and Aaron Rodgers getting ice cream next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. And when you look around right now, everything seems to be extra expensive in the world. Except this. Right now, get a large 3-topping pizza for just $10 at Pizza Hut. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden outside, soft and fluffy inside. Finished with garlic parm seasoning. Available for delivery or carryout. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut. Feed good times. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauch. Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio joined the Jump Around Thursday afternoon, and he took umbrage with the fact that Barry Alvarez wasn't included on the search committee for Wisconsin's next athletic director.
We have to ask the question, is Wisconsin football successful or is Barry Alvarez successful? If we're saying football is the lifeblood of the university and football is the lifeblood of the sports department, why would Barry Alvarez involved? Because if you care about football first, football's never been good without Barry Alvarez.
Wisconsin weather is unpredictable. Your windows shouldn't be. Upgrade with Pella and get 0% interest until 2030. Order by April 30th at PellaWI.com.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded.
We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time.
We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers.
You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport L for as low as $339 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
I'm sure you feel the weather. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited, experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Stop by our amazing Madison showroom and visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Hey Madison IKEA fans, great news! IKEA is closer than ever now with 2 Madison pickup points at the University Bookstore on State Street and the Beltline. Order your favorite IKEA products online and pick them up as soon as the next day absolutely free for IKEA family members. That's right, no shipping fees or waiting for deliveries, just the IKEA style you love, ready when you are. Start shopping smarter today at IKEA.us or on the IKEA app and choose the University Bookstore, State Street, or Beltline pickup points. Don't forget to sign up for IKEA Family. It's free to join and gives you access to great deals, rewards, and free Madison pickup.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Thanks to Evan Cohen for joining us in our spirited conversation about the UW Athletic Department. Also for teaching us about Danhausen and the alleged cursing that I may be subject to. 1 point from Jacob on Wemby, and I tend to agree with him. And look, as many of our other YouTube commenters are saying, he was amazing last night. Incredible, just all kinds of superlatives. My question is based on something Jacob says in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube comments. I just feel like Wemby is going to break in half or something. He's freakishly good, but can his body hang on? I think will be the question in the long run.
Totally
you watched
agree
him,
with Jacob.
Spindly,
Yeah,
wiry, phenomenal player. Now Giannis, if you look at pictures of him upon his arrival in the NBA, some might say he was spindly or wiry. If you look at Christian Watson, he has filled out from what he was as a rookie back in 2022. You obviously have spent a lot of time in the weight room during your life. You are a strong, like bull fellow. Do you see Wemby, when you watch him, being able to at some point look more like Giannis physically, or is that unrealistic?
I would think that's unrealistic. Yeah, obviously he's going to get stronger, but Giannis went from spindly to yoked beyond yoked.
Right.
I don't think that's where Wemby's going to be. I don't know.
Just needs to be sturdy.
That's definitely the big concern with him is people are going to be physical with him. I mean, they have Caruso, who was like, I don't know, 6'2" or whatever, however tall he is, 6'6", guarding him last night and not getting bully balled. Obviously, he's not tall enough to make a ton of problems, but that's be the big concern. He obviously had the blood clot issues from last year, so that's why I'm just saying enjoy the heck out of this because it's just so unique and different than anything we've seen prior. I'm just going to enjoy it and hope that he does stay healthy for a long time because he is transformational.
The Packers announcing some personnel department promotions. We'll talk a little bit about that coming up in the 10 o'clock hour as we shift gears to some Packers-related conversations. There's a lot to get to there. There was also something from yesterday that I wanted to circle back to. But before we can do that, I need to remind you to tune in to Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. The Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, right now on the Behind the Bucks podcast. You can find that on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. Wilde and Tausch, the 10 o'clock hour begins in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Big win for the Milwaukee Brewers last night at Wrigley Field. The first meeting between the rival Brewers and Cubs since Game 5 of the NLDS last season at American Family Field. And the Brewers put it on the Cubs. 9-3 the final score. Brewers score 7 runs in the third and fourth inning combined, including a big blast from Jake Bauers.
1-0 pitch to Bauers. And a high fly ball deep right field. This ball's way back there. That one's off the scoreboard and over it. and out of this ballpark. A 3-run blast for Jake Bauers. And the Brewers all over the Cubs at Wrigley here tonight. It is 8-0 Milwaukee.
In Grindle with the call, as heard here on the Brewers Radio Network on 100.5 ESPN. The two teams back at it tonight. 6:40 first pitch. The game available on over-the-air television on WISC TV. You can also watch along a second screen experience tonight with our team at ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Begins with a little bit of news from the Packers personnel department. Essentially, Gutey just moved everybody up a rung as they replace John Eric Sullivan, who is the new general manager for the Miami Dolphins. Brian Gutekunst promoting Milt Hendrickson to vice president of player personnel, which had been Sully's title. John Wojciechowski moves up to director of football operations, which had been Milt's title, so on and so forth. You're not super interested as a fan, I'm guessing, in titles. What my question is with this announcement is, how confident are you in this personnel department? Because they obviously promote from within a lot. They all chart back to the Ron Wolf system, which obviously was continued by Ted Thompson and is now maybe it has some tweaks and modernizations, is what Gutey follows as well. Where's your confidence level in the Packers personnel department?
It's high. I think they've done a pretty good job. I think there's obviously other teams have done things that have gotten their squad over the hump, and Green Bay hasn't. So I can understand why there's people that will look at this and say, all right, we need to be better. And I think Gutey would say he needs to be better. But as far as the overall, how this department, the stability that they've had, I think they've built rosters that have been good enough to win championships. And I think there's been seasons that's been the case. I guess I'm just curious as far as if I'm asking you, what is Gutey best at?
Well, in fairness to Gutey, everyone has misses. So has he drafted well? Yes. Has he had some pretty high-profile misses? Also, yes. Maybe no one of Justin Harrell's ilk.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, what's his biggest miss as far as a draft pick?
Well, let me finish my thought here because there's a couple of other things. Because I think you and I have also said, from a free agency perspective, he's had some very, very, very good signings.
It's been awesome. This free agency stuff's been awesome.
Last year's group, we'll see, after giving $43 million in a 12-month span, what they get from Aaron Banks and if they get high-level play from him. The 2019 group was very good. He also moved on from Jordy Nelson in favor of Jimmy Graham, which was not a great signing. And keeping him for another year was an even worse decision, some might argue. They obviously took a flyer on Nate Hobbs that did not pan out, and they moved on from him after a year. But Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney, the Smith brothers, all very good signings. Billy Turner was a good signing, not a super expensive
Rasul
one.
Douglas, pretty good signing. Like didn't Whelan? Didn't he pick up Whelan as a free agent too?
He had punted, I believe, in the UFL, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Picked up McManus till he missed kicks. I mean, he has done a great job of acquiring talent. You can argue draft pick wise. Let me tell you something. Everybody's going to miss.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if what is Gutey best at?
So the important thing, and I think this is what I was driving at and why I wanted to finish my thought, is because all those free agent signings, as I have told you before, were precipitated by high draft pick misses. Trading for Micah Parsons, no matter what Gutey says otherwise, was precipitated, at least in part, by the fact that he was wrong on Rashawn Gary, who is not a transformative player.
Correct.
And Lucas Van Ness. If he's right about both those guys, and those two guys are both studs, as the 12th pick in 2019 and the 13th pick in 2023, he doesn't trade for Micah Parsons.
I don't know, man. Like I think when Micah Parsons becomes available and you can get him, you're going to go get him. I don't care if you have Myles Garrett and everybody else.
At the cost of what they paid him and 2 first-round picks, you think that if Rashawn Gary was who we thought he would become, and if Lucas Van Ness had lived up to his draft status, you think he's giving up 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark to go get Micah Parsons?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
I think any team's crazy if you can get a player going.
Well, why weren't there more teams trying to acquire him?
How do you know who was and who wasn't? Philadelphia tried to get him. There's a bunch of teams that tried to get him. You needed to add a veteran player. They had Kenny Clark available. There were, I think, if I'm going back, Micah has to be willing to sign a contract with whoever they go to, and Green Bay was willing to do it. So your general principle, I don't disagree with, but he is different. Just like Myles Garrett is different. When you can get a difference maker of that degree, you go get him. Period. When you have a team that you think can win, you go and get him. I don't care if Rashawn Gary stinks. Rashawn Gary still last year put up decent numbers. He did not finish the year well. He was a low snap. All of the things we've discussed ad nauseum.
Right.
But
not
when you
a
can get a
transformative
Micah
player.
Parsons, you go get him.
No, you don't. Not if those guys. Not if those guys are great players. You don't. You don't get them. If those guys are really good players, you don't give up those assets to go get them. You don't.
He's better than them. You can have really
no
good
kidding.
players.
That's the whole point. Is
Jason,
that they needed
they
someone
don't have
better than
Reggie
what they
White's,
had.
Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, T.J. Watts, and again, T.J. Watts passed his prime. He's going into his prime.
No,
Micah
when they
is.
tried to trade for Khalil Mack, it was in 2018. Again, they didn't have anyone that was that good of a pass rusher, so Gutey was willing to go try to make that trade. I'm sorry, you're wrong. If those two guys are as good as they envisioned them being, they gave Rashawn Gary a second contract. Forget about Micah Parsons for a second. Did the return on their investment of his 4-year, $96 million extension, did he live up to that price tag?
Nope.
If he had, they would not have spent money to go get Micah Parsons. I just fundamentally disagree with you. But all the other great signings, right? Josh Jacobs is signed because A.J. Dillon was not good enough to take over for Aaron Jones.
No, they didn't trust Aaron Jones to stay healthy, and they wanted a bigger, more physical back than what Aaron Jones was.
His name was A.J. Dillon.
No.
That's why they drafted him. He was a second-round pick. I thought you agreed with this premise.
You think A.J. Dillon is the reason that they don't bring Josh Jacobs in? I thought they were going to keep Aaron Jones. It couldn't be clearer, Jason. They brought Josh Jacobs in because he was better than Aaron Jones.
A.J. Dillon had that season a year earlier where it was his opportunity to become the guy, and they could move on from Aaron Jones and go into the 2024 season with A.J. Dillon as their primary back. And he didn't do it. He averaged like 3.4 yards a carry. Second-round picks are supposed to be studs.
Aaron Jones was injured, got healthy, finished that season, and I thought when they brought Josh Jacobs in, it wasn't to replace A.J. Dillon. It was to be the feature back, which Aaron Jones was. How do you argue that? That's as plain as day. And by the way, you're acting as if I'm saying you're going to just go grab anybody to bring on your roster when you can get a transformative player for whatever reason, and they're available to you in their prime. If you don't at least entertain going to do that, you're nuts, Jason.
No, AJ.
I'm talking Micah.
Oh, okay. Again, since you agree with the premise that you have repeatedly refuted now, they go get Xavier McKinney because Darnell Savage.
What am I refuting? I'm saying you have a great player. Go get him. That's my point. What am I refuting?
So you're telling me that if Micah Parsons is available and both LVN and Rashawn Gary are putting up double-digit sacks,
if I have Reggie White and Micah Parsons available, I'm bringing him in. I like both. I like having great talent. Yes.
And paying him quarterback money, and you've got two guys that you drafted in the first round, both registering double-digit sacks and 75 pressures a season. You're going to go trade for Micah Parsons.
If he's Micah Blanken Parsons, yes. If he is Rashawn Gary, I'm not.
I don't care what you're going to do. I want to know what Gutey is doing. And if you really think that he's giving up 2 first-round picks, if he doesn't need to because his 2 first-round picks have been really good, if you're telling me that he does it anyway, I think you're crazy.
If you're telling me you get a stud all-pro player going into his prime from a team that is supposedly one of your rivals, and you could bring him in and pay him, and you don't want to do that, shame on you. I'm amazed that you've covered this league 31 years. Those guys don't become available because teams are crazy to let them go. And now you're able to secure him with a couple picks, and you're going to say that he wouldn't do that again?
First-round picks and $189 million.
Is there anybody that you would get that would be close to productive as Micah Blanken Parsons?
It was a great move because they moved on from Rashawn Gary.
Not last year, they didn't. They played together for a year. I don't know what you're arguing here.
That's great because I don't know what you're arguing here. Yes, Micah Parsons is awesome, and I think I figured out a way to get him and Myles Garrett on the same Packers roster.
Here's what you're not understanding.
Giannis.
Please tell me more.
No, obviously, if Rashawn Gary was as good as Micah Parsons, you wouldn't need to, right? But when you signed Rashawn Gary, he's on your team,
and
Micah Parsons becomes available. I don't care if you have Reggie White in the prime. If you can afford to do it and bring another stud into your locker room, you do it. And then you figure out how to finagle everything else. And to act as if teams didn't want to, or some teams didn't have the capital or the resources to do it, Green Bay positioned itself that it could with Rashawn Gary's contract. So I'm not sure what you're arguing. You're trying to say if Rashawn Gary was a really good player, they wouldn't go get a great player to come into their team? Of course you would. There are only one Micah Parsons. There's 10 Rashawn Garys in the league.
Right. Which is why they needed Micah Parsons. Because Rashawn Gary wasn't good enough.
Micah Parsons. Every team needs him. Jesse, can you help me? Where's my disconnect here? What am I missing?
I can't believe this entire argument happened because Pat Moore was promoted to director of college scouting.
How about Hughes? Where's Hughes in all that? Where is he in the supply chain?
Who do we have? Matt Malaspina is promoted to senior player personnel executive. I thought.
Don't even bother. Let's just.
Everybody seemed to be on the same page
what?
It's a good idea to go get Micah Parsons because he's a top 5 player in the NFL and one of the best pass rushers in the league. And even if Rashawn Gary was better, I agree with Tausch. you would still want Micah Parsons over Rashawn Gary if he's better than Rashawn Gary, and you can go
want
get
him over. We're discussing the world we lived in where he was.
You
at.
said if Rashawn Gary, and you can say what you want about Pro Bowls. Rashawn Gary the year before.
Oh my God! If you're going to use the Pro Bowl argument, we're done.
You act like he was some schlub that couldn't do anything. He's a good, solid football player, and he was being paid at a certain clip. And you acted as if he was playing like T.J. Watt, would they have went and got Micah Parsons? I say yes, because Micah Parsons is different, and they could do it, and it became available.
If he was playing like T.J. Watt set the single-season sack record. Rashawn Gary has never had a double-digit sack season. I understand. Gutey, tell me again how he had 60 pressures. Yes. Low snap count guy. Yes, I get all of it. I don't hate Rashawn Gary. I don't think he's as good as some people in the fan base wanted him to be. And we keep making excuses for him. It's like the scene in Moneyball. If he's a good hitter, why doesn't he hit good? If he's a good pass rusher, how has he never had a double-digit sack season? I'm not saying he has to have 25 sacks, but he has to have 10 at some point. And he was the same pick as Micah Parsons was. 12th overall. There's a big disconnect between the two's production. And the reason why they go get Micah Parsons is because he is not Micah Parsons.
Nobody is. That's my
you
point.
Just said
you go
that if he was playing, you just said if Rashawn Gary was playing at the same level as T.J. Watt, you would have still gone out and gotten 100%. Micah Parsons.
I want Micah Parsons on my football
I know
team
you do, but there's no way Gutey does that.
Jason, I couldn't be more crystal clear. If you can get a great player in his prime, you go and get him, and then you figure out how to make everything else work. He's better than Rashawn Gary, you bring him in. Then you make it work, and if you have to get rid of Rashawn, which they did, you do. So Rashawn Gary could have been fantastic. He was not. He was a good, solid NFL player. So you're arguing is if Rashawn Gary was 12 sacks a year, you wouldn't even bother to get Micah. Baloney. Micah's better. So you want better players. You're always – how many times you hear Gutey and these guys say, we're always looking to upgrade. We always want to get better. We can't stay the same. This didn't do that. So that's my point to you is, well, if Rashawn Gary would have been doing they wouldn't have done it. No. They paid him like he was going to. They still went and got him because Micah Parsons is different.
You don't
That's
think.
That's my point.
Okay. You don't think that Rashawn Gary's fate with his contract was sealed the minute they traded for Micah Parsons?
Absolutely it was. 100%. And even if Rashawn Gary had 10.5 sacks, which you need to have double-digit sacks to be any good, okay, fine. They're still going to make that move because...
Is that unfair?
Jason,
is that unfair to say that?
Because Micah is special, you go and get him. I never said you go get Trey Hendrickson or another, really good players. I said if you're going to go do this, it has to be big time. And if Rashawn Gary was as productive as Trey Hendrickson, I still want Micah Parsons on my football team, period, thin. I don't know if I could be any more crystal clear. And by the way, so did Brian Gutekunst because he went and did it.
Trading for Micah Parsons was a great move by Gutey. Don't want anybody to lose sight of that. That I couldn't agree with more. I couldn't agree more. I got a message from Ito yesterday. I still haven't finished my intake form to get my act together when it comes to my estate planning. It's a good reminder. And it's also a reminder that 16% of people, and I'm not one of those 16%, have everything set with current planning documents and the appropriate documents so they are ready if something happens. Well, if you're not, and you're in the 84% with me, you need to check out Walney Legal Group. Go to the website, walneylegal.com, WALNY.com, WALNYlegal.com. So you can start your estate planning journey. Wills, trusts, probate, elder care, and special needs planning. Customized, personalized experiences. Their motto, lawyering the way it should be, with clear communication, niche expertise, personal service, and a modern approach. So again, go to the website. Don't wait, even though I need to practice what I preach and get my paperwork done. Go to the website now, walneylegal.com, WALNY legal.com. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2026.
At Associated Bank, we get life gets complicated. So banking, it should be easy to get. That's why our tools speak your language. Automated savings, it's saving automatically for anything. Digital controls, you lose your card, you're still in control. Turn it off, then on, all on the app. And Money Monitor, you know where your money goes, like those long forgotten subscriptions. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
Have you noticed all the roofing signs in your neighborhood due to the hail damage?
Most of those asphalt roofs have to be replaced.
Most metal roofs do not.
So if you're tired of yard signs and replacing shingles,
consider a Suita metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suita metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suita Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
We're on the Badgers.
This Badgers team is going to go as far as Colton Joseph takes them.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
When he is at the top of his game, this offense could be awesome.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN.
We will set aside our heated debate, which is also raging in both YouTube channels.
Yeah,
for something
Jason,
Tausch wants to discuss.
I
think crying, Uncle. I'm done. I'm out. I'm done.
Well,
I was told we weren't getting anywhere. I'm out.
You can cry uncle. I'm gonna still talk. And my point was, and I guess I did a horrible job of enunciating it. Great players change the rules. Great players are different than just regular free agents or people that are available for trade. And to think that that's not the case, I have a hard time getting my head wrapped around it because field tilters and all the Ron Wolfisms and everything else that I think a lot of us look at changes things. If Rasheed Walker was Chad Clifton or was Walter Jones, even if they drafted Jordan Morgan, would they not bring him back? Of course they would. Because you have a lock, stock, bam, great player at that spot, you're going to keep him. And the Josh Jacobs, A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones argument, Josh Jacobs isn't coming in that building. Josh Jacobs is a good player. He's not Micah Parsons. Josh Jacobs wasn't coming in that building. Yeah, if A.J. Dillon was the next coming of Herschel Walker, would he have been there? No. It's kind of common sense. But that was replacing Aaron Jones because they didn't think his value, money, was going to be because he couldn't stay healthy, and the money that they're going to have to pay him, it didn't make sense, and they thought Josh Jacobs would be a major upgrade at that spot. That was my argument. And if I didn't enunciate that, that's on me.
A.J. Dillon was supposed to replace Aaron Jones. Because A.J. Dillon wasn't good enough to replace Aaron Jones, they had to replace Aaron Jones with someone else, and it was Josh Jacobs. That's what happened there. That was their plan. That's why they drafted him in the second round. That's why they drafted Josh Myers in the second round, was to be when you draft the player in the second round, you want him to get a second contract. Yeah, it's great if you have a fifth-round pick who's good enough.
Do you, though? Because Gutey, even with solid players, isn't signing guys to second contracts.
Have they been good enough players to merit that? Gutey's second-round picks during his tenure. Josh Jackson, Jesse's guy.
That's Jelly's guy.
That would be my pick for biggest miss of the Gutey era. That would be my pick.
Elton Jenkins got a second contract.
One of the best draft picks.
I would agree.
A.J. Dillon was the miss we just mentioned. He got like that weird fifth year tender thing.
He was on stage with Luke Combs.
Beers up at Lambeau.
Couldn't have been that bad.
Yeah, he's up at the Pickler.
Who does he play for now?
Beers. Carolina.
He was with the Eagles last year. Josh Myers didn't get a second contract, got a bargain basement contract from the Jets, and then played well enough to earn an extension.
Should've.
Right.
Probably should have.
Instead, you paid Aaron Banks a king's ransom. Second-round picks in 2022, Christian Watson. You want to pay him. He said publicly he wants to pay him, right? Luke Musgrave playing less than John Fitzpatrick and John Wiley and Josh Wiley. I don't think they want to pay him. Javon Bullard and Edgerrin Cooper, I think those are both guys they want to pay moving forward. Now, they will be eligible for extensions after this season.
Hey, wanting to pay and paying what the freight is going to be to pay is two totally separate things, too.
Right, but one of the reasons why you trade for Zaire Franklin and you don't re-sign Quay Walker at the number that Quay Walker wanted is because you think Edgerrin Cooper can be that guy and you can That was my issue with your argument. That's great. We all want Micah Parsons on the team. I love him for my writing work. I love him for the fact that he led to the Enter Sandman story, which led to them actually playing it at Lambeau Field. That's all been awesome. I love having him on this roster as a reporter. But, again, there are finite resources. And, by the way, if Rasheed Walker had been Chad Clifton, you would have had to pay him. And if Rashawn Gary and Lucas Van Ness are as good as I was suggesting you would have liked them to have been, you have to pay them because you want to keep them. And there's only so much resources you can afford. And you have to fill other holes on your roster that maybe those first-round picks would have filled. Maybe you'd have a first-round corner instead of Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine in contract years as your starting corners. So robbing Peter to pay Paul sometimes has to happen. But we can agree to disagree on that point. You can tell us about the AmFam Championship so we can move on to a new topic.
The American Family Insurance Championship returns to Madison this June. Wisconsin's own Steve Stricker hosts the PGA Tour Champions event at TPC Wisconsin. The AmFam Champ features a best ball and scramble formats in an exciting two-person team format. The American Family Insurance Championship is June 5th through the 7th. We'll be out there on the 5th. Get details and ticket information at amfamchampionship.com.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison. The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
With baseball games streaming live on YouTube and Prep Mania Weekly with insights from the Dean Dennis Semrau, find the biggest games and the most compelling stories of the spring high school sports season on ESPN Madison. Plus, follow our social media platforms to find teams and athletes in your community featured each week.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
It's well known that the boss at the exteriors company is a perfectionist.
It's a gift.
He not only oversees every job, he inspects each aspect of the operation to get to the root of what your project will actually need to be long-lasting.
Call 960-ROOF.
Oh, he's proud of all the reviews.
What can I say? Take a look.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Experience the future of recovery at Carbon World Health. They've brought Escape Robotic Massage to Madison, the world's first AI-powered, fully automated therapeutic massage that's customized to your body every time. Using advanced body scanning, Escape maps your muscles and delivers precision-calibrated pressure to release tension, reduce inflammation, and accelerate recovery. Book your Escape session at Carbon World Health and feel what the future of wellness really feels like. Carbon World Health, your body optimized.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? If you're a top player in your league, the GRB Rays are ready for you. They're Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with over 425 college commitments, 27 draft picks, and 4 big leaguers, including the National League Rookie of the Year. Train in one of the Midwest elite facilities and elevate your game. GRB Rays tryouts are here, but spots are filling up quickly. Sign up now at grbrays.com. That's grbrays.com.
Miz is on the mound.
Mizorowski's pitch. Got him swinging. Throw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
Tune in tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball.
So just so I'm clear on this, Jesse, because apparently I wasn't clear on a lot of the last half hour of the program. We're going to do a segment discussing how this is a make or break year for Jordan Love, in which Tom Pelissero, he's not saying, he's just saying.
Oh, God.
I mean,
this is not a make or break year.
It fits perfectly because if anyone's still hanging around listening to the show at this point, you're here for the semantics debates.
I got Jennifer out for a walk in Middleton, yelling at Tausch with her headphones on during the walk.
So for everyone who's still with us, I would like to know the difference between a make or break year and an important year, as outlined by NFL Network insider Tom Pelissero, who was the special guest host yesterday of the Rich Eisen Show from noon to 2 on ESPN Radio, as heard here on ESPN Wisconsin.
Do we still have to get out on time if Eisen's out?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just nice to get out on time. Be courteous of our other fellow national hosts.
Our other fellow national hosts. We're not national.
What, are you hosting nationally now, or did I miss something? Did I miss a memo?
After today, I might apply. Here is Tom Pelissero yesterday on the Rich Eisen Show on Jordan Love's big year coming up.
He's played a lot of good football. He's had injuries. That's set him back. That's made things more complicated. You get banged up early in the season. You're never fully healthy. I think that always has a trickle-down effect. But no, I don't think it's a make-or-break year. Matt LaFleur loves Jordan Love. Okay. They have to be more consistent in terms of who's making plays for him. Now, listen, that offense was rolling pretty good last year until Tucker Kraft gets hurt. His torn ACL, that's where all of a sudden they had that game and a half, 2-game stretch where it was really rough offensively. But when they're in it and they're running the football effectively, remember Josh Jacobs was really beat up in the second half of last year. They had a rotation on the offensive line because guys were getting banged up. There are a lot of different factors here. I would not say make or break for Jordan Love. Certainly an important season for him, though.
So
wait a minute. It was everybody else's fault but his. So it's not a make or break year, but it's an important season for him.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Jesse, can you explain? Because you could say, "Oh, that was the last segment or two." You knew where I stood. Where is Tom Pelissero standing on this? What did he just say there?
So I was actually listening to this live
and
yesterday.
Why are we playing it? Is I guess the other part because he said nothing, in my opinion.
I was listening to this live yesterday on their show as I was driving back from Hard Rock Casino Rockford, and the debate was, can you call it a make or break season if there are no ramifications if you don't perform well?
No, you can't.
So what's the difference between saying something is an important year? Because it's not like the Packers are going to move on from Jordan Love if they finish 9-8 and don't make the playoffs this year.
Let's do this. Make or break is you either make it or you break your desk and move all of your stuff out because you're fired. That's a make or break. It's not, you need to elevate your game. I would say Kevin O'Connell, make or break in Minnesota. I think he needs to win and be better or show that he's on the right track or he's going to be in trouble. I think that. Kyler Murray, McCarthy. I think Minnesota's got a bunch. They got a new GM. I think they're in a make or break. I don't think anyone else in the NFC North is. Like, if Dan Campbell and the Lions stink this year, are they going to fire him? No. Then next season would be make or break for him and for Jared Goff and for that group of veterans. That's why I think they're going to do well. I think Cincinnati, Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor, I think they're in make or break time. I think he's going into the last year of his deal. There are make or break years that are coming. It's not Jordan Love, and it's not Matt LaFleur, and it's not Brian Gutekunst.
Kevin O'Connell is in a make-or-break season?
Yeah, I think so.
He signed an extension in January 2025.
Okay.
His team is 43-25 on his watch.
Which coach of all the four in this division?
They fired the GM because they want him as the coach. He won the power struggle.
How did he do developing quarterbacks last year? And now he's got a whole new operation. If it doesn't go well this year, he's in trouble.
He didn't seem to want J.J. McCarthy from the jump.
Well, then he shouldn't have played him. What do you? I don't understand. Of the four coaches in the NFC North, who, if they have a bad year, is in the most trouble? I think it's McConnell.
I think it's LaFleur.
I think it's Matt LaFleur.
Really? Well, he just signed a contract extension 1 year after old boy did.
Right, but you said a bad year. They have bungled their quarterback situation.
Yeah,
right?
That's just as much on the
however
coach,
you
too.
feel about Daniel Jones, and I am a skeptic on him overall, but they had him in their building. They had Sam Darnold in their building. They let both of them leave and go have success with other teams under Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, and they drafted J.J. McCarthy, and now they're hoping that they can, on a one-year deal where they're paying him peanuts because he's got all this money coming from Arizona, so he's playing on a minimum deal, they're hoping that they can rekindle Kyler Murray, who could very well play well for them and then go sign with someone else instead, and they'd be right back where they started at quarterback. But I don't think he's in danger at all. If Matt LaFleur has a 6-11 season and they don't have a bunch of injuries, I think his seat is much hotter than Kevin O'Connell's.
Really?
They still managed to have a winning record last year despite how terrible J.J. McCarthy was.
Of the four coaches in the NFC North, I believe if they have another bad year, I think it'll be O'Connell over LaFleur. I think LaFleur could have 6-11s probably, but if they're 8-9 and miss the playoffs, I don't think they're firing Matt LaFleur.
Without injuries. Again, if you have a bunch of injuries, that changes everything. But man, I don't see Kevin O'Connell in peril up there in Minnesota. Obviously, they're 0-2 in the playoffs with him. Obviously, they've had a 13-4 season and a 14-3 season that didn't get them anywhere farther than the Packers went.
If they don't get any closer to developing and finding the next quarterback this year,
well, they didn't draft a new quarterback. So you're saying if they don't develop Kyler Murray into their quarterback of the future,
or McCarthy,
do you really believe that's a competition?
Yeah, I do. I think Murray's got a heavy favorite in it, but yeah, I think there's a competition there.
I think they are hoping and praying that Kyler Murray bails them out of the J.J. McCarthy scenario. They move on from him, and Kyler Murray plays at a high enough level that A, they're a playoff team, and B, they want to sign him long term.
So who has a make or break season for the Green Bay Packers?
By the way, I don't think Matt LaFleur, if they're healthy, they're not going 6-11. We all agree their roster is way too good for that. We went through their schedule, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think any of the four coaches in the NFC are in make-or-break seasons. If they have a really bad year, though, I think I would, if I was Matt LaFleur, then I'd be more nervous than I would be if I was Kevin O'Connell. This is a make-or-break season for Jordan Love. I don't agree with Tom. I still don't know exactly what Tom thinks, but when I look at where he is, where his contract is at, what he has done at a very good level, this is a make or break in terms of, is he going to be a great NFL quarterback, or is he just going to be a good, solid quarterback? That's what it is. It's not going to get him fired. They're not going to move on from him. But they also have his contract numbers ballooning in the near future, and they have to figure out what exactly they view him as in terms of how they want to continue to compensate him. It is year 4 as a starter. He has, on his current deal, now again, he averages $55 million per year. The extension was 4 years, $220 million. His cap number this year in 2026 is $36 million, which is still very much a reasonable price. The guys at Spotrac have, after this season, as their potential, quote, out, which would entail carrying $103 million in dead cap money. Now, you would remove his $42 million cap hit for 2027. I don't think, even if he's still just good, they're going to move on from him. But after this year, he has 2 years left on his deal. The 2027 cap hit is $42.5 million. The 2028 cap hit is $74.2 million. I would say that Jordan Love this year and in 2027 is facing critical years on when it decides if he's a franchise quarterback or not. Because they're not keeping him at $74 million as his cap hit. They're going to either have to extend him or I don't know what else they do.
They're going to extend him. Yeah, they'll extend him either way. But right now, if the Packers have to make that decision to extend and pay out $65 million, which is about what the going rate's going to be in a year, the Packers are going to do it with Jordan Love all day and every day. There's not even a question. No?
Again, I don't know. Like you see what Baker Mayfield has done at his post-Cleveland stops. There are quarterbacks that have played far worse than Jordan Love, and that's why they've moved on from him. I don't think Jordan Love has played at any level where you would want to move on from him. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Right. What are you saying?
I'm saying, do you just continue to pay him top dollar for decent, not top flight performance? How do you decide that if you're them? Like, if he has a great year this year, he makes it easy for everybody, right? If he wins you your bet that you haven't placed yet, and let's just say he's top 3 in the MVP voting. Let's say he goes to his first Pro Bowl of his career. Let's say he finishes 4th in the quarterback voting for All-Pro. Like, let's say he has like a 35 touchdown, 5 interception season. If he does all that, then all this other stuff is moot. If he has another year where he has 23 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and they lose in the first round of the playoffs again, you're just going to keep paying him top dollar? Are you going to bring in competition?
Jordan Love. If Jordan Love was an unrestricted free agent right now, I would tag him and I would pay him the market rate. Yes.
Okay, but he's never going to get to the...
You would not?
No, I would tag him, sure. I'm fine with tagging him. Yeah.
No, but if you have to pay him, if he's in the Dak Prescott situation, are you paying him or are you going to go in a different direction?
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing going right now where he is. I don't know what I'm doing going into 2028 when I have to do something to get a $74.2 million cap hit down. So I don't know.
See?
We can talk about that coming up. I know Tausch has got to step away for a moment, so Jesse and I can argue about that. But we don't argue about Associated Bank because we know how great it is, and we know all the great perks that come with being an Associated Bank customer, especially if you're a Brewers fan and you sign up for Brewers Checking. 20% off at the Brewers team store, up to 50% off home game tickets, express entry through the American Family Field Associated Bank gate, pre-sale access to concerts and other events that are non-baseball events at AmFam Field, plus savings both on the Brewers Baseball Academy and the famous Racing Sausages Run and Walk. Go to associatedbank.com/brewers to find out more. Jesse and I will continue this discussion next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Miz is on the mound.
Mizorowski's pitch. Got him swinging. Throw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
Tune in tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball.
Mark Toscher here, and as we count down to the official start of summer in Wisconsin, you know what beverage you'll find in my hand when enjoying some time outdoors: the cool, refreshing taste of an ice-cold Coors Light. At a baseball game in Milwaukee, grilling in the backyard, out on the golf course, every experience goes from good to great with a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with the 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection, which, besides the refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, a Golden, Colorado.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Steinhoffels. The Memorial Day sale is on now. Save up to 30%. Get a Beauty Sleep mattress for $399. Plus 18 months, 0% financing. Shop now at steinhoffels.com.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yout. Evan Cohen joined the jump around Thursday afternoon, and he took umbrage with the fact that Barry Alvarez wasn't included on the search committee for Wisconsin's next athletic director.
We have to ask the question, is Wisconsin football successful or is Barry Alvarez successful? If we're saying football is the lifeblood of the university and football is the lifeblood of the sports department, why would Barry Alvarez involved? Because if you care about football first, football's never been good without Barry Alvarez.
Wisconsin weather is unpredictable. Your window shouldn't be. Upgrade with Pella and get 0% interest until 2030. Order by April 30th at PellaWI.com.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
What's on Tap brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Rooting for the Brew Crew because we're from Milwaukee too. Tastes like Miller time. TGIF. Wisconsin First Fridays gives statewide residents the chance to unlock specially priced tickets to cheer on the crew the first Friday of each month. Courtesy of Pick and Save. Visit brewers.com/Wisconsin Fridays for full details and game dates. Milwaukee Brewers Baseball and Miller Lite.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut. And when you look around right now, everything seems to be extra expensive in the world. Except this. Right now, get a large 3-topping pizza for just $10 at Pizza Hut. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden outside, soft and fluffy inside, finished with garlic parm seasoning. Available for delivery or carryout. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut. Feed good times. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
It's the summer of suspense for Giannis and the Bucks.
So sometime over the next 6 or 7 weeks, we'll decide whether Giannis is going to sign a max contract and stay with us, or he's going to play somewhere else.
Follow along right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Jay in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube comments on Jordan Love. He's not bad. He's not great. He's outside the top 10. I'm not sure he is outside the top 10. What I am saying for those, and I don't need to be clipped on this or what I said earlier, because then it becomes something on social media that's an inaccurate representation of what I'm saying. This is not a make or break year as to whether or not he's the Packers quarterback going forward. What I am saying is, in 2028, he has a $72 million cap number. They're not going to just pay out that season and have him be an unrestricted free agent and then tag him. They're not going. They don't want $72 million on their cap. So then they have to decide after this season and after the 2027 season what they're going to do with him. Are they going to keep paying him top dollar? That's, to me, the question about him. Is he special enough that you say, you know what, we're going to, whatever the going rate is, we're going to pay it. And last year he was good. Anybody who doesn't think Jordan Love has been good during his 3 years as the starter, or the 2.5 years since the midpoint of the 2023 season, in the words of Winston Moss, I can't help you. No one should be arguing that he sucks. Nobody should be arguing that he isn't any good. The question is, how good do you need him to be to feel good about paying him top dollar again? Because they paid him top dollar after the 2023 season, because he was so good in the second half of the year. Here's my question. And look, again, I think he's going to have a really good year this year. I think they're going to figure some things out offensively. If their offensive line holds up and he stays healthy, I think he's going to have one of those 35 touchdown, 8 interception seasons, and I think this is all going to be a moot point. But what if he doesn't have that year? What if in 2026 and 2027 he has essentially the same year that he had last year? And yes, his quarterback rating was high. He didn't throw a lot of interceptions. But what if he's just good? And he misses some time again, like he has in 2024 and 2025. Are you still going to extend him after the 2027 season at whatever the going rate is for the top paid quarterbacks by then? That's all I'm asking. Because, Jesse, I think I understand what Tom Pelissero was saying. It's an important year, but not a make or break year. If you view the phrase make or break as you either play at a high level or you get the hell out of here. Because I don't think that's what this is at all. And anybody who thinks that is crazy.
As the conversation continued with Tom Pelissero filling in on the Rich Eisen show yesterday, what some of the conclusion was that they landed to in the definition of a make or break year, there is, what Tausch said, make or break, which is you either win or you're fired. You don't have your job anymore. It's not that for Jordan Love. But in the perception of fans and of media members and whomever else nationally, if the Packers replicate the same thing they've done the last 3 years, 7 seed and out in the first round, maybe even the second round of the playoffs, it's going to be a make or break season in that Jordan Love will be perceived as a guy who is not an elite quarterback, is not performing up to his contract, and can't get a team over the hump in the postseason. Mm-hmm. So perception-wise, does that ultimately matter? No. But for the conversation and for the respect around the league, yeah. I guess that's where that comes into play.
Jesse, forget about that, and then we'll take the top of the 11 o'clock hour break. The question is, at what point do you say, yeah, he's good, but he's not good enough, right? And that's a dangerous thing to decide, because guess what? You can always do worse, right? And we really liked what Sam Darnold did for us, but he's good, but not good enough. So we're not going to bring him back. Oh, by the way, he was good enough on a team that they did not win all their games because of him to go win the Super Bowl. Well, J.J. McCarthy stinks. Doesn't matter that he was so we're going to draft the quarterback in the top 10. We're going to trade up and take a quarterback to be our new Jordan Love, and then Jordan Love 2.0 actually turns out to be J.J. McCarthy 2.0, and you're sitting there going, and Jordan Love goes and finds another job like Kyler Murray just did, or like Baker Mayfield just did, not just did, but a while ago did, and you're like, boy, we should have kept him after all. I'm just saying that we never were at that point with Favre or Rodgers. We were never at, I don't know if they should re-sign him. And maybe we won't be with Love either. Maybe by 2027, going into the 2027 season, he'll have had a great year this year, and it's a no-brainer to re-sign him. But since Tom Pelissero had this conversation on the Rich Eisen show, I think it's a reasonable thing to just consider the possibility that if he doesn't have that type of year this year, what is it like in 2027? Is that then a make or break year? Probably. In terms of whether you want to pay him top dollar or not.
When you start having the question about whether someone is good, not great, that's when I think franchises either start to be in no man's land or
dangerous place.
You have to make a difficult decision. And in best case scenario, you go Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes and build a dynasty. And worst case scenario, you go Mike Budenholzer to Adrian Griffin and end the best run of a franchise's history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you end up regretting it. And you say, well, he was good, not great, but what we've got now stinks. And we made a mistake. But on the flip side, let's just consider that that possibility. You keep him, and you keep being a first-round, second-round playoff exit team. And you're never quite that. You never get back to the Super Bowl, for whatever reason. We will cross those bridges when we get to them in the future. I'm not crossing any bridges today. I'm not jumping on a plane or on a cruise ship for sure. But I could head down to Milwaukee and Potawatomi Casino Hotel if I need an escape. Start with the stay. Their biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee are there at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And if you're hungry, so many options. Dream Dance Steakhouse, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company, Rock and Brews, which is my personal favorite, and, of course, Quick Bites at the Marketplace. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Elite play, luxury stay, bet on flavor. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Live streaming of your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows. Easy access to ESPN Madison on YouTube and daily podcasts so you don't ever miss a second. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. Brewers win 9-3 last night at Wrigley Field. An offensive explosion in the third and fourth innings with the crew scoring 7 runs total between the 2 innings. The big blast, courtesy of Jake Bowers.
1-0 pitch to Bowers. And a high fly ball deep right field. This ball's way back there. That one's off the scoreboard and over it and out of this ballpark. A 3-run blast for Jake Bowers. And the Brewers all over the Cubs at Wrigley here tonight. It is 8-0 Milwaukee.
Lane Grindle on the call in the Brewers radio network. The two teams back at it tonight. 6:40 first pitch. The Miz on the mound. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Jim, Matt, and Molly here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Watch tonight's game on WISC TV in Madison and watch along on a second screen experience on YouTube.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, Sans Tausch, scheduled to reappear at some juncture.
He's up to no good at that undisclosed location.
Indeed, he's driving. Now I'm driving the bus. I was surprised, frankly, given your vitriol that you spew toward the former Brewers manager, that the Brewers beatdown of the Cubs in Game 1, which a game, by the way, that you alleged would be canceled.
Well, at the time, I thought it would be canceled because Miz was pitching. That's what my phone was telling me, was that Miz was on the mound last night. Turns out that was a lie. He's on the mound tonight. Sproat
so you think tonight's game will be rained out?
So I think the Cubs like their chances with Imanaga on the mound against Sproat. Tonight, I think if there's any weather in the Chicago area, they might cancel this one tonight and see if they could make the Brewers play 17 games in 16 days or whatever it'll be in August. Yeah.
Well, they did not cancel last night's game. And good for the Brewers because they crushed the Cubs. And you were tuned in on the edge of your seats, and you caught something from Lane Grindle that perked your ears.
Well, so this whole rain delay thing, I got back to the office yesterday after we were at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, and I had said this, and for whatever reason, Ryan Wollersheim he's the producer of Jim, Matt, and Molly, he was very frustrated with me. He's like, why are you trying to will a rain postponement into existence? And I said, it's just what the Cubs do. I thought, like, now that the Miz isn't pitching, I don't think that's going to be the case. And tonight I think there's a better opportunity of it. But then they asked Lane Grindle about it when he joined them yesterday afternoon on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Wait, about you? And what you said?
Yeah. So live from the press box in Wrigley Field, Lane Grindle, a couple hours before first pitch, is answering questions about me
now, wait a
on
minute.
Jim, Matt, and Molly.
All right, before you go any further, did they accurately depict what you had said?
You will hear the question, so you can. I think they did.
Okay, that's what I just want to know, because that is oftentimes a major problem if they inaccurately depict your position.
And you'll hear, the tone of one Jim Rutledge asking this question, who is going to join me and other members of our ESPN Madison team for our watch along of Brewers Cubs tonight on YouTube. Simultaneous second screen experience in addition to the game on your local TV station and Brewers TV. Here is how they presented the question yesterday.
On that note, there's Jesse Nelson in this office who has every ill will against all things Chicago. And he has this theory that I wanted to run by you, that the Cubs somehow manifest weather to throw off the Brewers' pitching schedule and throw off the Brewers' overall travel schedule. Is there any truth to this, or is this just Jesse being a crazy person?
I mean, I'll just point you to your own manager back in 2017 where he said he'd never had a sunburn during a rain delay. But then he did it to the Brewers last year. So I guess, I don't know. I don't know enough about that. Look, the weather is always a little bit unpredictable. You never know. I think sometimes here they've been quick to call it, and it's been that way at other places too. I don't know that I totally subscribe to those conspiracy theories, if you will, but there have been a couple times where it's like, that seems convenient, but if you have an advantage, take advantage of it, I guess.
Lane Grindle on Jim, Matt, and Molly sounds like he agrees with me.
I totally agree that he sounds like he agrees with you. That sounds to me like, you know who that sounds like? That sounds to me like a Brewers announcer that doesn't want to get clipped, saying things about the Chicago. It sounds like Tom Pelissero saying it's not a make or break year, it's an important year, right? I'm not going to agree, but all I have to do is point to your own manager who said he'd never gotten a sunburn during a rainout. Yeah, he's agreeing with you, and he's just making sure that no one in Chicago gets wind of this and makes a bigger deal out of it than he would like them to. First of all, I did think that was a pretty bold accusation that you levied. But after I got home, I did a little further research in it, and I think you were on solid ground with your allegation.
The Cubs have a very a quick click to say, let's postpone this game and play it later in the year. That is something they do very frequently, and the Brewers have been on the wrong side of it a couple of times Last year was one of the big ones because we knew it was going to be Brewers-Cubs competing for the division title. And early in the season, they said, let's move this one. And instead of playing a doubleheader tomorrow or playing on a day that we both mutually have off and we're an hour apart and it's not that hard to get together to play the game, let's play a doubleheader in the midst of a stretch where the Brewers had to play without a day off for like 3 straight weeks. And the Cubs had a couple of it was clearly an advantage for the Cubs. But ultimately, you say, how come I don't have the same amount of vitriol? Because the Brewers got the last laugh last year. They won against the Cubs in the playoffs. It was the be-all, end-all to this point in the Brewers-Cubs rivalry, with Counsell managing the Cubs, playing in the postseason against each other. The Brewers got the last laugh, just like they got the last laugh in Game 163 in 2018. And then the Cubs lost the wild card game the next night, and the Brewers went on to Game 7 of the NLCS and had a chance to go play in the World Series. The Brewers have taken care of the Cubs in the postseason when they've needed to. And so while it'll be nice doing a watch-along tonight and laughing if the Brewers get another big victory like they beat up Imanaga last night with the big Bowers home run, like it would be great. It's always fun to beat the Cubs, but until the Cubs could get it done in the postseason against the Brewers will have that advantage, and that's why playing them and winning in the NLDS last year was so much fun and so important to finish the job. So I'm happy. And I'm looking forward to tonight's game, and I hope Miz has one of his best performances he's ever had against the Cubs.
Is there rain in the forecast?
Shuts them down again, and there might be rain in the forecast, and if that's the case, I guess we'll get to go home early from our watch-along tonight on YouTube.
Where can we do this if anyone is so inclined?
So it is on both the ESPN Milwaukee and the ESPN Madison YouTube channels. You can subscribe. You get notified when we go live. We did this last night. Some members of our Milwaukee team, Tony Cartagena, Josh DiMaggio, among others, were part of the watch-along last night, so you can tune in tonight. Rumor has it Jim Rutledge and I will be sharing the studio for much of this tonight together, so can't wait to see how that goes. Unless it rains. Or, in the case of Chicago, sometimes it doesn't have to rain, and they might still postpone the game anyway.
Well, you can tune in on those YouTube channels for the watch-along while you watch The Miz, who I would argue, I know that there is a local bias. But even I, who does not go out of his way to watch Brewers games, when Miz is pitching, somehow I turn on Brewers TV while I'm writing, so I have that as my background as I'm working. So take that for what it's worth, but he may be in Wemby's class, not to the degree of Wemby. I understand that. But when Tausch brought that to the fore at the beginning of the show, I think Miz deserves to at least be part of that conversation.
He has had a couple of rough starts against the Cubs since he came up last year. He was great in the postseason, but has had a couple of rough starts. So that's one box it'd be nice to check tonight if he could shut them down the way he has the Yankees and some of the other great performances he's had recently.
I saw a note from Josh DiMaggio, who's back listening to the show, which we appreciate, that Aaron Judge said he's never seen a fastball like the Miz's. That's a pretty big blanking deal coming from that guy.
It's one of the best hitters in baseball saying that.
Indeed. All right. Well, hopefully the baseball game goes well for the Miz and the Brewers. Hopefully trivia goes well for our next contestant in Wilde and Tausch Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs, Iron Jock, and Vortex Golf. Great moments in the Brewers-Cubs rivalry, replacing Badgers Trivia Tuesday. The Brewers famously won game 163. 1 + 6 + 3 is 10. Caller 10 right now for trivia, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. I was also thinking, I think the Miz has the 80 fastest pitches in excess of 100 miles per hour this season, but I was not going to take caller 80 on Jesse. Caller 10 right now plays trivia, presented by Cousin Subs, Iron Jock, and Vortex Golf. That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
At Have you noticed all the roofing signs in your neighborhood due to the hail damage?
Most of those asphalt roofs have to be replaced.
Most metal roofs do not.
So if you're tired of yard signs and replacing shingles,
consider a Suita metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suita metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suita Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hear that? That's the hail sale rolling into Metro Ford of Madison. Oh, hell yeah. The storms may have passed, but here's the win. Insurance has already handled it. So what does that mean for you? Serious savings on a huge selection of Ford vehicles. If you've been thinking about upgrading, this is your moment to save big. Got a trade-in? Bring it in paid off or still making payments. Our lenders are ready to work with you and help get deals approved. Timing matters, and right now is the time. Don't miss your shot at the hail sale, going on now at Metro Ford of Madison.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The sound of summaries on ESPN Madison.
Mizorowski, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
To high drive. Fair and gone.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Watching it sail. It's a grand slam.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management and the Metro family of auto dealers.
I'm sure you feel the weather. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited, experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Stop by our amazing Madison showroom and visit sidingunlimited.com today.
All across Wisconsin, destination marketing organizations are working to ensure that tourism in our state and your local community is stronger than ever. Their work to drive visitation and enhance the visitor experience not only encourages travelers to discover our great state, it bolsters the economy, supports jobs, and it improves the quality of life for all Wisconsin residents. To learn more about what these great organizations are doing, visit destinationswisconsin.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
It is time for Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Iron Jock Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Vortex Golf, rangefinders you can bet on. By Iron Jock. No stink, just performance. And proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. Have a grad to celebrate? Purchase $30 in Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a free 7.5-inch sub. Cousin Subs. They believe in better.
Let's welcome in our contestant. He is Zach in Menominee Falls, and he is a first-time contestant. Zach, good morning. How are you?
Morning, Jason. How's it going?
I'm told that you also know Up North Joe.
Yep.
Do you know Jesse?
No, have not had the privilege to meet Jesse yet.
Privilege is an interesting choice of words there.
It's rude.
But fair. Tough, but fair.
Yeah.
All right. Zach, question number 1 is this. Which legendary Brewers pitcher tossed a complete game in the final game of the 2008 regular season, helping the Brewers defeat the Cubs?
Easy.
Jesse, I know you'd like to give the other options for that one because you probably thought that they were pretty clever.
Was it C.C. Sabathia, J.J. Hardy, or B.B. King?
Yes. Zach didn't need those.
Appreciate it.
Zach, question 2. 3 Brewers players hit solo home runs as part of Milwaukee's 3-1 win over the Cubs in Game 5 of the 2025 NLDS.
What a night that was.
Oh, what a night. Late October back in 25. Actually, it's probably early October. William Contreras hit the first. Andrew Vaughn hit the second. Who hit the third? Was it Caleb Durbin, Jake Bowers, or Bryce Terang?
Should be Bryce Terang, I think.
It should be, and it is 2 for 2.
Captain America.
Zach, big opportunity here. Question 3. To have the privilege to talk to Jesse Nelson some more. Question is this.
Well, he's already won that.
Yeah, it depends on how you look at it. All right, question 3, Zach, is this. Which Brewers pitcher who later started Game 7 against the Dodgers in the NLCS allowed just 1 hit in 5 2/3 innings against the Cubs in the Game 163 tiebreaker at the end of the 2018 regular season at Wrigley Field? Who was that pitcher? Was it Brandon Woodruff, Yolis Chassin, or Wade Miley?
Woody.
You still consider it a privilege?
Yeah.
Still feel like that's a privilege?
Ruined a perfect week, too.
Yolis Chassin
Yeah.
is the correct answer. Although it could be wrong. Jesse does get things wrong. Where is he now? Like, he was so important to that team.
He fell off very quickly after that 2018 season. Yeah. He was not around much longer after that.
He started Game 7 in 2018.
Yep. Yolis Chassin.
I was at that game. I do not remember that.
Well, there's a lot of things.
Would you like to lodge a protest?
There's a lot of things we like to forget about Game 7 of that Dodgers series.
Huh. Yep.
Dodgers
Right,
beat the Brewers 5-1 in that game. I am looking at the box score right now on ESPN.com. Yolis Chassin took the loss. He lasted 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs.
Puig.
No strikeouts, 1 walk. Not great, Bob. Not great, but pretty darn good, Zach. You got 2 out of 3. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries into Friday's drawing. It was a privilege to have you on the show as a first-time contestant. Thanks, buddy.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
That is Wildy and Tausch Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs, Iron Jock, and Vortex Golf. Whoa, Nelly, and the triumphant return of Mark Tauscher are next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Whether it's for an upcoming summer vacation, college tuition, in advance of a life-changing purchase, or just because you're financially responsible, everybody is always looking to save money. Well, you can save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch with Everlight Solar. Our family made the switch to solar after looking around for quite some time. At first, we weren't quite sure where to even start. That's when we met the great team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more. Schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Chicago Cubs.
Mizorowski's pitch struck him out swinging. 101 and a fist bump for Miz.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN.
Running a business doesn't leave time to wait. You need answers and a banker who responds. At Starion Bank, you work directly with local decision makers who understand your business and act quickly. No runaround, no delays, just solutions. The right banking relationship makes a difference, especially when things get complicated. Starion Bank, built for the long game. Visit starionbank.com to get started today.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Steady. Ah, I hit my thumb.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Did you swear that you'd get that house project done ages ago and now it's causing you real pain? From leaky faucets to light fixtures, let our handyman team at Bruner Realty fix it all. Fast, friendly, and without the agony. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
With baseball games streaming live on YouTube and Prep Mania Weekly with insights from the Dean Dennis Semrau, find the biggest games and the most compelling stories of the spring high school sports season on ESPN Madison. Plus, follow our social media platforms to find teams and athletes in your community featured each week.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Tausch rolls on, and I am being told that by sources close to the program that Old T has returned. Is that factual and actual? There he is. Hi.
I'm here. Yep. Hey. How you doing?
Great. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Ready for some Whoa Nelly is what I'm ready for.
Good. You look ready. Time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocco's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wildy and Tausch.
So I was at the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers game on Friday night. First time in my life I had ever been to that stadium, Neuroscience Group Field.
Was that Quinn Priester's rehab assistant?
No, he missed them by 1 day. He pitched on Saturday.
Wasn't good.
No, it was not. Not that our game was any better. They were playing, and of course they were playing the South Bend Cubs. So it was a Cubs-Brewers classic, and the Cubs beat them like 9-0 or 8-0. I forget what the final score. We left early. But it was Dime Dog Night at the ballpark. In addition to Bark at the Park night, we did not bring Mo, although I was advocating to do so. We did not. They had wiener dog races before the game. You could sit with your dogs on the grass areas in the outfield and along the lines.
Why would you not bring your dog when it's Bark at the Park?
Becca didn't want to.
But why?
She thought he would. She thought he would be too
ornery.
Having too much fun. She thought he would want to have too much fun and try.
Oh, we wouldn't want that.
Run around. I know, right? Like I almost took Mo to the Brewers game because they did Bark at the Park night last week Tuesday against the Padres. I almost went just him and I. We almost had a little.
I'm confused.
Dad and dog.
You have a dog. You guys tell me how great it is to have a dog, and you can't take dogs a lot of places. They welcome dogs and make a night of it, and you guys decide, no, I don't want my dog to have fun. Why do you have a dog then?
Well, we dropped him off in Appleton at my brother-in-law's house, and he played with his puppy cousins.
You had him with you in Appleton.
Yes. Yeah. And we stayed overnight. We went to a graduation party the next day.
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't think you guys should have a dog.
Come on.
Nah, I'm being serious. Like, why would you neglect the dog and not take him to the park?
He wasn't neglected. He hung out with his puppy cousins, Lambo and Jordy. He got to play with them at Chris's house while we all went to the game.
His puppy cousins.
I don't like any part of this. None of this makes any sense to me.
Also, there were.
Whoa, Nelly!
I didn't mean to hit that button. There were a lot of.
It's good that you did, though.
There were a lot of dogs at the game, and it was very tight quarters to sit in that outfield space with the dogs.
That seems problematic.
I don't think, I may have been...
Oh, there's certain sections you can't take
you can't just, have your dog sitting on the bleacher next to you. It's got to be, you got to sit out in the outfield grass, bring a blanket, and then there were a lot of people that had their dogs all sitting with them. It was very compact space out there, which we thought as we were sitting on the first base line, where are they going to the bathroom if they need to go? And then that was a concerning
watch where you step
thing to think
at
about.
the old ballpark.
Yeah.
Whoa, Nelly!
I'm sorry, was there a question in there somewhere?
Yeah, sorry, we got sidetracked. It was
Should Jesse own a dog? The answer is no. Oh, is that what?
Whoa, Nelly!
And also, you have no credibility to speak on that matter.
You got none.
I know this. If I got a dog and I'm going to a baseball game that is welcoming dogs that night, I'm taking the dog. That I know. Yeah, you could say I don't know anything about taking care of a dog and walking a dog, but I know this. If I have a dog and I drive the dog up to a place where they're inviting dogs to go, I'm taking the dog.
I'm Team Tausch on that one.
Whoa, Nelly!
I agree.
So if you go to... never mind.
You know what? What?
Well, if you go to a restaurant that has a dog-friendly patio and you don't bring your dog...
No, it's dog night at the restaurant. Not, it's friendly. It's dog night.
Yeah.
And they're giving him
Bring your dog
snacks.
to the ballpark.
I'm going to probably bring my dog.
Yeah.
Whoa, Nelly!
Speaking of dogs, the capacity for the stadium is 5,900. They don't post final attendance numbers for minor league baseball, but it did seem like it was pretty close to a full house. So 5,900 is capacity at the stadium in Appleton. They posted on social media, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, yesterday, 11,395 hot dogs were sold on Dime Dog Night on Friday night. That comes out to an average of just about 2 dogs per person in attendance.
Sounds about right.
And if you factor...
Can you feed your dog a hot dog, or is that from...
Oh, yeah.
We did take we did
Okay.
take a Dime dog home and gave them to the dogs and said, thanks for staying home while we went and had fun at the game. Here you go, fellas. They enjoyed it.
Jordy.
They enjoyed it very much.
Mo.
Yeah. How many hot dogs would you eat on Dime Dog Night if you were going to the game with your dog at Bark at the Park night? Old T?
2. I'd have 2.
Jason?
I think I could probably put away 10 during the course of 9 innings.
How big are these dogs?
That's a good question.
They're dime dogs. They're not,
So they're shorter?
They're not jumbo. They're the smallest.
Like a pig in a blanket type short?
I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's not like mini. It's not the little like cocktail weenies that you have in the barbecue sauce. It's not like that. But they're not big dogs.
Okay. I bet you had 15.
You think I had 15 hot dogs at the game
They're
on Friday night?
Small dogs. Yeah.
It's a lot of dogs.
I did not have 15. I had 6.
If they're small dogs, you could have done 10 easily.
I had 6, and I was
But you
stuffed.
could have eaten more if you wanted to.
No, I was pretty. I had more in hand. We were doing a little competition to see who would eat the most. I finished in...
Jesse Abshi.
I finished in 3rd place in the competition. My brothers-in-law both had 8. So they finished first, second. And then I was 3rd. My father-in-law had 5. And then some of the others had 3 and 2, respectively. Which I did the math. Our group of 8 people put away 0.3% of all hot dogs consumed at the Timber Rattlers game on Friday night, which I'm not sure is a good stat or not, but we did it.
Whoa, Nelly! How many did Becca have?
I think she had 2. Might have had 3. I don't actually remember. I have the final tally on my phone. I can check. Do you really care that much?
Nope. Whoa, Nelly!
Nope.
So we were talking about Wemby and the Spurs getting the big win over the Oklahoma City Thunder last night. Are you more intrigued by that series or the one that starts tonight, Cavs and Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals? Tausch?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me. I thought last night was some of the best basketball. Again, I've watched both overtimes. As good as it's gotten in a long time. I think that's going to be a hyper-competitive series. I think the New York Knicks will smoke the Cavaliers probably in 5 games. This one, I don't know. I could see if San Antonio isn't completely out of gas, I could see them running through Oklahoma City. I think Oklahoma City doesn't match up well, and I think they've gotten punched in the mouth. Now, I'm never going to nut whack because that's just part of my DNA.
Don't be a nut whacker. Yep.
They are the champs, and until they are knocked out, I'll believe that they can get it done. But last night was a statement win for San Antonio.
So you're saying Knicks, Spurs if you have to choose, though?
You mean
In
if
the
I have to
finals.
choose? Oh, no.
If you have to
I'm
choose
a
the
finals
No,
matchup.
yeah, I'm still nut whacking it. I'm not until the Spurs knock them out. I'll say Oklahoma City's going to win.
Okay. Tausch has convinced me with his love of Wemby. I'm taking the Spurs. Spurs, Knicks in the finals.
Would it be
Tim
better?
Duncan versus John Starks or something.
So would it be better? Because the whole thing in the NBA is they haven't had a repeat champion in forever. After it was dynasty between the Bulls, the Lakers, the Warriors. Would it be better for Oklahoma City to get in there with the chance of building a dynasty when the league has typically had better intrigue? Or would it be better to have Wemby against the Knicks and have that storyline?
It's a no-brainer, Jesse. Wemby is the biggest star. He's global. And New York is New York, so that you couldn't draw up a bigger matchup for the NBA than that. Oklahoma City is San Antonio 2.0. They're really good. They're deep, but nobody wants to watch them. Nobody wants to go there. San Antonio now with Wemby has this big star power, and he is a unicorn. In New York's market, and how with the fact they don't have a championship, it's almost gotten to the point of it's like the Cubbies back in 2016 where people were rooting for them to win because it's been so long. I don't know if we're there yet, but that to me is by far going to be the biggest draw for NBA folks. If you could draw it up, New York, and if they could get the Lakers, obviously they would. They couldn't. New York and a young star like Wemby with that team, I think that's the way they'd want to go.
Well, we will see how that unfolds. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight. Cleveland at New York, right, Jesse?
That is tonight. You can hear it on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee and on ESPN Radio and watch it on ABC.
We have just enough time for our clip of the day to wrap things up next. It's Wildy and Tausch.
It's the summer of suspense for Giannis and the Bucks.
Sources tell me the Milwaukee Bucks are fully open for business on trades and offers around Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Follow along right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Available in the Apple and Android app stores. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio joined the jump around Thursday afternoon, and he took umbrage with the fact that Barry Alvarez wasn't included on the search committee for Wisconsin's next athletic director.
We have to ask the question, is Wisconsin football successful or is Barry Alvarez successful? If we're saying football is the lifeblood of the university and football is the lifeblood of the sports department, why would Barry Alvarez involved? Because if you care about football first, football's never been good without Barry Alvarez.
Wisconsin weather is unpredictable. Your window shouldn't be. Upgrade with Pella and get 0% interest until 2030. Order by April 30th at PellaWI.com.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Every Sunday home game, April through August, kids ages 14 and under have an opportunity to meet and receive an autograph from a Brewers player, alumni, and or a Brewers personality. Thanks to eFruity. Autographs are limited to one per child. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
That's the sound of the hail sale hitting Metro Kia of Madison. Oh, hail yeah! Recent storms rolled through, but here's the best part. Insurance has already covered the damage. That means one thing for you. Big savings across a wide selection of vehicles. This is your chance to upgrade and save thousands. Got a trade? We'll take it, paid off or not. Our lenders are working hard to help get you approved. If you've been waiting for the right time, this is it. Don't miss the hail sale happening now at your community-driven Metro Kia of Madison.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/yougotthis. Member FDIC.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
It's the summer of suspense for Giannis and the Bucks.
So sometime over the next 6 or 7 weeks, we'll decide whether Giannis is going to sign a max contract and stay with us, or he's going to play somewhere else.
Follow along right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
We wrap up today's show with the clip of the day. Jesse, what do you got? I would say that Jordan Love this year and in 2027 is facing critical years on when it decides if he's a franchise quarterback or not. Because they're not keeping him at $74 million as his cap hit. They're going to either have to extend him or I don't know what else they do.
Well, they're going to extend him. Yeah, they'll extend him either way. But right now, if the Packers have to make that decision to extend and pay out $65 million, which is about what the going rate's going to be in a year, the Packers are going to do it with Jordan Love all day and every day. There's not even a question.
That's your clip of the day from the ESPN Milwaukee Twitter account.
It's a good clip. It's a real good clip. Whoever clipped that did a nice job. Yeah, no doubt, and I know the argument of what did Pelissero say? Do or die, or
make or
whatever
break,
it was.
make or break,
make or break. I mean, it's always funny now. We do elite, like there's always these buzzwords, and then you kind of grab hold of it. Jordan Love has progressed exactly how he should as a NFL quarterback, and unless he regresses, he is going to be the Packers quarterback for a long time, and he's going to be one of the highest paid players. Every time his contract comes up, he's going to get paid more. I don't think that's a controversial take.
Do we acknowledge that 30-second clips are not enough context, that we're not even tagging me when we post them now? So I might not see them? Is that what we're doing on our social media? Is that what we're doing?
Ooh.
Oh,
What's
snap.
that, Jesse Nelson?
Interesting.
Ooh.
Sorry, we got to go. We'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.